Hello! Welcome to our next episode of Sword of Victory. I'm Bob the GM, and we have with us two guests tonight. Two friends that we play lots of games with. Our buddy Zach is back once again as Sir Jaren, and we have Gary on as a new character amongst us. And we'll get to that in a few. Gary,
what have the Romans ever done for us?
Right? You have anything you want to say, Gary?
No, not at this time.
Great. Well, welcome. Appreciate you being here, man. Let's go ahead and roll down the list. Thomas, you guys want to just introduce at a high level, in case there is anyone watching for the first time, just who you're playing and a little bit about your character?
Sure thing. My name is Thomas, and I am playing Sir Edrich of House Winterbourne, Stoke. Currently, he is scarred from a previous battle that didn't go quite so well for him and ended with his family relatively impoverished. But we're on the upswing now, thanks to some choice donations from the church and a fae getting out of my manor.
That's true. Mark.
Hello, I am Mark, and today I will be playing Sir Florence of Idmiston, the flirtatious Roman Christian knight that's into getting down with the Latin crowd. And currently he's kind of known for being very handsome for a knight, and I think that's pretty much it. He's all he's got.
Liam, you're up. And I'm not sure. Okay, you are. I was like, is he muted? Because I didn't hear anything. I thought you were.
I didn't want to. I didn't want to play loud stuff for everybody. I was just adding a little bit of visual flair, you know.
There you
go. Hi everybody. I'm Liam. I am playing Sir Perin of Durnford. Perin is a wily trickster manipulator, I suppose. Maybe he's a good guy. We haven't totally decided yet, so we're working there. But I am very excited for today's session. I'm gonna meet my wife. Hopefully she's okay.
My wife. Maybe more of a playful trickster at this point.
Yeah, he's not cruel. He just knows that he's got the tools to be cruel if he wanted to. Yeah. He just chooses not to.
Word. All right. So let's dive in. We're gonna start with something we didn't quite get to the end on the last time. We're going to start with a real brief continuation for Edrich. So you find yourself aboard the Saxon vessel. In the middle of what looks like a very, very, very bad storm. You're finding that your lack of boating is not something that's particularly working out for you here. Especially as the waves crash for hours while you're on the open sea. You're struggling to find, from what you gather, you're trying to stay hug the coastline, but the storm keeps trying to push you out to sea. The
storm is one of many things trying to make Edrich have a bad time, and it's one of many things which is succeeding.
Is there anything you want to do? Do you have any strategies for what you might do to hold on and make sure that you don't crash and burn here, or fly overboard would be the better scenario in this case?
I imagine it's not quite a long ship. It's like a large canoe, right? A rowboat for a bunch of people to sit on. There should be 8, including myself, yeah?
Yeah, correct.
I think my best bet, so to speak, they're going to have put me in a position where they can see me. I'm going to try and brace myself against, the lip of the boat and, have a leg pushed up against, one of the benches, just so I don't get thrown hither and thither. I don't want to bump into the Saxons, but if I do, well...
All right, with that position secured, you see that the Saxon lady that you were interacting with in the previous flashback, she's moving about quickly, trying to keep the now keep in mind you can't hear exactly what she's saying, or rather you don't understand the language enough to be able to do so. But you can tell that
I've never had to
she's
speak Saxon before.
yeah. Why don't you test battle though for me? That'd be interesting. You understand
Sure
what
thing.
commands look like, right? I think.
I should. Let's see how it goes. Critical.
Oh,
So you can tell that she's. I think in general, this whole time, you felt that she's trying to make you a priority. You're definitely the priority hostage. So she's basically. Her commands seem to be mostly around keeping you safe and then keeping the ship safe. She's trying to get them to row back inland. As you secure your spot, you notice that she's moving, kind of crouched and running her hand along the side, and a giant wave comes underneath the boat and rocks it almost entirely to like one side. She is very likely to go overboard here. Would Edrich do anything? You're in a position to. She was like moving from the other side of the boat towards you. So the question is, would Edrich do anything? Would he perhaps have mercy here?
If circumstances were different, if this were one of his captors who had treated him poorly, or like if she had not given him food, not given him water, perhaps he would let her go overboard. No. This is Oslaf. This was someone who treated him relatively well, and also he swore an oath to protect women, even if they're giant and stronger than him. So yes, he will do his best to try and keep her on the boat.
Okay. Are
Not
you
to mention
rolling?
with her gone, just to say what the other Saxons might do.
I'll give you a dex test to succeed here. Do you want to invoke a passion?
I would like to invoke a passion. I'm going to invoke honor if I can.
Yeah, absolutely. If you made an oath to protect women, then that makes sense.
I would like to activate Hate Saxon.
Yeah.
No, probably not.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can I stab her with the long spear as she's going overboard? Yeah.
Is it?
Yes.
If it was famous, or if it was above a certain level, he'd have to activate it automatically, right?
Yeah. 16 plus. You.
Yeah.
As we know
Fortunately,
from
both
Edward.
my honor and my Hate Saxon is just on the line. My Hate Saxon is 15. I would like to test that dex. Let's see how it goes.
Okay.
Come on.
There you
Yes, I would have succeeded even without it.
go. The strength isn't really the hard part. It's reaching out in time, having a quick enough reaction, right? And you basically stop her. You're holding on to the side, the basically the I don't know, a part of the boat, let's just say. And while you're doing that, you reach out full extension and you basically lock hands with her, and it's the only thing that keeps her from going completely over. Then the ship comes crashing down with a bit of a thud. I think at that point, there's this kind of a look of respect your way, and she nods. As you're both like probably crashed onto the actual boat itself. And
Edrich, still horrendously injured, just like returns the nod and then lets out a.
And with that, we go to Shoot Forest. So this is the forest that you have gone through a number of times, mostly in the previous campaign. If you recall, this is pretty much every time you entered here, this was involving a certain yellow scenario that was going on. But rumor has had it that there hasn't really been anything of the sort as of late. So why don't you all, real quick, this scene currently involves Jaren and our 3 knights on garrison duty. So you are on patrol. And I'll give you some details about that, but give me your rolls first. Did I tell you what to roll? Yeah?
No,
I don't think you did.
Well, that kind of gets in the way,
Everything.
doesn't it?
Intrigue. Roll everything.
Intrigue, you say?
Yeah, this is for like gossip that you might have overheard about what's going on here. Why you're on patrol.
Oh.
You
Fumble.
spoil me.
Ouch.
Oh shit! I didn't realize that Edrich had finally surpassed me on intrigue.
I have.
It
Wow, one on a 4.
However, it doesn't matter in this case.
does not.
Okay, so I think everyone else has just been busy. Perin, now you were assigned to patrol for since the early spring, which is really annoying, probably for Jaren, especially. But it's also with no battles directly going on. It's probably the best you can get.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
I'm also pretty happy with it too because I'm not married yet, and I was supposed to be by spring, so I think I'm probably avoiding Roderick while I can.
That's fair. That's fair. So you're out on patrol. This is a couple weeks before Easter, maybe a week before Easter, actually. And you're currently traveling through Shoot Forest, and that's where we begin with a lot of you riding in the forest. As you're riding through together, Edrich's coming out of his flashback. You see that today's particularly very foggy, very dark in here. You never get a good feeling traveling through this forest, that's for sure.
Are you alright there, Edrich? You seem lost in your own mind.
Oh. No, I'm fine. Simply lost in thought, as you said. I don't like this place very much.
Well, all the more reason to pay attention, after all. Who knows what could be out in those trees? There could be, some kind of specter, or... Oh, perhaps a great big beast? Maybe fairy folk looking to curse us.
Again. I just got dealt with my first one. Now we're up for a second, it seems.
I must say, as interesting an idea as you have put forward, my dear friend. We seem to have found absolutely nothing for the past several hours.
More like several weeks, months even. I feel like nothing's happening.
I think I saw a deer once. Maybe.
Ooh!
4
Buck or a
hours
doe?
ago? A doe, unfortunately.
Ah, pity.
We should perhaps turn our attention to hunting at some point. But, well, we're more likely to find Saxons than we are to find any kind of supernatural beast. Hopefully.
I'm a rather poor hunter myself, so I'm afraid I might have to leave that to you, gentlemen.
Well, speaking of beasts, we should be hunting Saxons on the Saxon shore, but we are guarding these abandoned woods. I am glad to be here, obviously. We are all very happy to be trampling in the mud. But,
I can tell, Sir Jaren.
Also,
So,
Jaren, you've made this very clear for the past weeks.
well, good.
It is
Good.
It is nice to be back in your company, though. It's been some time. You managed to beat us to knighthood, which is exciting.
Of course, but I can't... Well, maybe you all have an idea. I don't really spend much time jumping around at these feasts, talking to all these people. I'd rather be outside doing something useful. Why do I keep being sent on these little guard duties, through these woods? I mean, I've hunted here a few times. I know some of the paths, but these woods still suck. I don't understand why they don't have me on the field of battle when we're losing land.
I can't rightly say. Edrich?
At the moment, there isn't quite a field of battle. No muster has been called, simply counter raids. You would have been useful there, but the Saxon shores, as they are, they're gaining in territory, and the first sign of Saxons coming in will be advanced scouts. Besides, there's always bandits.
And what do you think, Florence? What's your thoughts?
I think it is a knight's duty to do as they are commanded, as those that are their commanders are empowered by God in both virtue and rank. I also think it's not too bad here. The weather's quite fine. It hasn't rained in like 4 hours. Other than that, we're not dead. I think that's truly a blessing from the Lord himself.
Very
should
well,
count.
very well said, Florence.
Sir Jaren just his eyes bore a hole into Sir Florence.
Sir Florence smiles, his teeth shine a little.
Even
Ow.
in the fog.
With that, as you come down a bend a bit, give me an awareness or battle test, everybody.
I will absolutely test awareness.
I will absolutely not test awareness.
I will, as soon as I find it. There. Hell yeah!
Okay.
Was it battle or awareness?
Yes, one or the
Oh,
other.
all
Or awareness.
I heard was awareness. Well, that's a shame. That's a shame. Oh well.
It would have been a 19 anyways, so if we count the RNG.
Yeah,
it's
it would.
same.
You're right. It wouldn't have passed either way.
So, we're gonna give this to Edrich and Jaren then, I think. With those who failed, neither of you fumbled, so you catch this, but you're a little late to respond. Where I think Jaren and Edrich's response to it is a bit quicker, or right in time rather. As you come down this bend, I think Jaren realizes like this is a perfect place for an ambush. If I were going to ambush somebody, this would be a wonderful place to do it. The tree line's nice and close. There's a bit of a hillside, so any sort of any projectile weapons could be thrown from well distance away, and it would be hard for someone to ride a horse up it. At the same time, Edrich, you hear a noise from out in the woods. It's hard to place, but it seems like it's like as you're passing, you can hear movement, which is very clearly either somebody or something moving through.
Be you friend or foe? They're probably foes. Edric draws his sword.
What? Huh?
If you heard somebody, this would be a place to attack.
All right. I'm gonna do something here, guys, and then we're gonna dive in. So we've got four.
Dive into what? A conversation?
Yes. We have
A dinner party.
A feast.
4 targets.
Ooh, forest feast.
Let me just make sure I got this. So we have 4 of you as targets. There are more than 4 of them currently attacking you at the moment from this position. You can opt to take a defensive action if you wish. So these are where basically a rain of javelins come flying at you guys from the forest. As you see the Saxons, presumably Saxons given their garb, you've all had recent combat experience against them as these begin to go. So Thomas 1, Mark 2, Liam 3, and Zach 4.
Okay.
I asked
Okay.
them if they were friends or foes, and then they replied with a hail of javelins. So
So
I think that's your answer.
Liam's got 2, Mark's got 1, Thomas has, or sorry, Liam has 2, Thomas has
3.
1,
Oh.
Mark has 2, and Zach has 1
Gotcha.
coming at you.
Gotcha.
You can choose to roll. This would effectively be probably a dex roll, right? You can't really. I think it's a dex to either get your shield up in time or a dex to kind of move your horse and get out of the way of these javelins that are coming your way. Okay. So, give me a sec.
Do we want to just go down the order?
Yeah, we'll go down the order here.
Alrighty. So we have the option to roll. Why would we not roll?
Because you want to be like really stoic. I don't know. Do it, please. Like
You want
Yeah.
to be impaled.
yeah, you want to be impaled. You want to die. You got a death wish. I don't know. You just want to stand there
no.
and yell at it as it comes your way. Yeah.
Exactly. I will take the option to roll. Yes.
You gonna throw some swords, or you gonna stand there and bleed?
Why did it roll?
I don't got time to bleed.
Why did it roll twice?
I don't know.
I didn't notice that before. Here, give me a second, guys. You guys can make your dex rolls.
Okay.
Technical difficulties.
Nearly a crit.
Hell yeah! Successful
We're
gang.
pretty dexterous, yes.
Yeah.
We might not be dexterous, but we're getting success.
We are
Dexterous.
gonna be failing upwards. No, succeeding downwards. We're gonna be succeeding downwards.
One of those two. Gary, you're a guest. Call heads or tails.
Heads.
Tails
Ooh,
it
an
is.
actual coin flip.
So, which of the numbers do you want? The first set or the second set? Just tell me.
Is that all of us,
you
or
read out the
No,
first.
Gary.
Gary specifically?
I'll
Yeah.
take the second set.
Second set. Okay, so what I had originally said. So, starting with Thomas, you've got your number 1. So you only have 1 coming at you here. Oh, first one. That one misses you. So Edrich gets out of the way just in time. We're continuing down the list. We have 2 coming at Florence. One you get out of the way, but the second one will hit you. It's not a crit, so that's good.
Okay. I did succeed on my dex roll.
You did, but you got higher, so you get to raise your shield you get to apply your shield to this damage.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
no, you're right.
And you take 4, so basically it's absorbed by your shield.
Yeah.
That
Very
was,
good.
That was a really bad roll. 1-1-2.
I
And
could have hit
then
you straight on, and it would have just bounced.
yeah. Okay, and then we've got
2 for
2
Perin.
coming at 2 coming at Perin.
Boy, it would be funny if Jaren
Wait,
gets invited
2?
back and dies immediately. That would be great.
Javelin through the eye.
Both of those are gonna hit. I did succeed.
Okay. So with both of them hitting, they have to roll like really high to come through. Ooh. That still doesn't come through though.
Even with the shield. Yeah,
Yeah.
that doesn't come through.
Right,
Even
because
with
my
the shield,
armor
got it.
provides
Armor is 10. Shield
armor's
is
10 and shield is
Shield
6.
is
Yeah,
6.
so I'm good. Yeah.
And-
Yeah!
oh, God. Okay, so basically being in chainmail and being prepared enough to raise your shields and respond is helping you out right now. And then we got 1 coming at Jaren, right?
Yes.
Did he have 4? I thought he had.
He had 1. It's the second set of numbers, that's why. It rolled twice for whatever reason. I'm not sure why it rolled twice. But
Ah, I see.
yeah. And then we called the second set. So 5, Jaren rolled a 4, so that will hit Jaren as well. But Jaren he gets his shield. If you guys didn't succeed at your dex roll though, you'd be taking
been
these
pretty
without
bad,
shields.
Yeah.
Not enough to get through your shield. So basically this is a whole lot of you guys preparing defensively, moving out of the way, raising your shields in time to block. But you see that there are about 20 of them in total from what you can see. A number of them come charging down the sides with axes. The javelin men pull more javelins and ready themselves. So what do you guys want to do here in response to this? You're kind of in a bad... Saying you're in a bad spot is an understatement here. You're sitting ducks.
If nobody else has an immediate impulse, Perin has something they want to shout to everybody.
You can go for it. What's running through Thomas's head is 20 of them, then it will be an even fight.
They outnumber us. They outnumber us 3-1. I think Perrin's gonna shout out immediately as the second javelin impacts their shield. They're gonna go, "We need to reposition. This is a bad spot."
Are there... So the Saxons are coming towards us. Are they between us and the javelins?
Yes, exactly. So the javelin guys have like a point of high ground. So if you're to think on this map, it'd be like up here in the trees, and then they have their melee axemen running down there. Not axemen. A lot of them actually have spears, and they're coming down at you all. Basically, they're prepared for specifically this. Knights on horseback seems to be their targets here.
Yeah, I think with that, Florence is going to say, "We have the speed advantage. I would suggest we keep moving away from them."
It's not retreating; it's advancing in the opposite direction.
Whatever we're doing, do it now. Let's let the trees be our shields. If there's like a way to break through the oncoming Saxons, Edrich would like to take it. If there's like a corner he can go through and chop off a head while he's doing it.
I might need to roll to see if I notice Edrich run forward, because I think Perin's plan was to run back.
Okay.
Florence at this point is pulling back.
Yeah. So just to set this properly, you have two hillsides. You're kind of it's not very tall.
Both of them.
They're coming from both.
Got you. In that case, backwards.
And you guys. So you could climb your horse up towards them. I mean, if you like, I'm just saying that for Jaren. Let's be honest. Yeah, you could do that. You could choose to reverse back, but you're going to have to turn your horse around and ride back, right? Which is in your tight position is not ideal either. Take a little bit of maneuvering.
Try doing a 3-point turn on a horse.
Alternatively, you could try to ride ahead. You can't see very far ahead at this point because of the fog.
Would we know whereabouts where we were? Like, would we know if there is an opening up ahead?
Yeah, you're moving towards the end of your path through Shoot Forest, so you're about to come out the other side.
Okay.
Yeah. Probably a little ways ahead.
In that case, then ride forward's the best call. I'd say.
In that case, I had the right idea. Look,
you did. It's true.
Yeah.
All right.
Sir Jaren's just gritting his teeth as he has his sword out, but he says, "Forward! The opening ahead."
Neil.
Okay. All right. So everyone's riding ahead. That's
Yeah.
the idea? Okay.
Is that a horsemanship check?
We're about to be. There's going to be another wave of javelins coming your way again.
Woo, fun.
Yeah.
Ready for it. Will we be using sword this time?
Only if you're contesting with melee. So there's a couple of. Basically, you guys are trying to ride faster than the knight, or not the knights, the melee spearmen that are coming your way, right? In the process, you're giving the javelin men another opportunity to fire. Not all of them, just some of them. I will give you the notion that your horses are going to be faster if you're riding ahead, then they can go by foot.
Pull on 2 legs, yes.
Yeah. But why don't we test battle one more time? I just want to see if anyone crits.
Oh, Jaren. Oh, baby.
It's like, actually, the low ground is the best place to fight.
Success, but no crit.
If we get off our horses, we stand the best chance.
We stand on our horses and jump at them.
Okay. No crits.
Meanwhile, you've got Goratrix just like in Edric's head going, yes! Do that!
Okay. The fumble for Jaren is just going to result in something in a little bit, but not quite yet. So I'll let you know when that triggers. Okay. So we're gonna test again to see who's going where. So 6d4 again. We'll do 5d4. You guys are moving ahead. Oh crap. Okay, so 3. Whatever you did, Florence, to position, you're like the sitting duck in this one, and you've got 3 javelins coming your way. One's coming at Edrich, 0 at 0 at man, I wish I had all the names in front of me. Florence. No. Florence has 3. Perin. And then one as
sorry.
Jaren. So okay. So we'll go down the list. One coming at Edrich. Alright, so one coming at Edrich. Succeeds.
Are we rolling dexterity again?
Yes, for now. It's effectively your dodge. Hey, look at that.
Critical and dex.
Yeah. That's great. You can never tick dex, can you?
No.
I think what we'll do is we'll move that towards you can put a tick on battle. Give you a tick on battle for that.
I already have a tick on battle.
You shouldn't. We just started this year.
Oh, I got a critical on battle earlier.
Yep. You got
earlier
critical on
tonight.
battle. Yes.
All right.
Or was it during your level up? Did you get a critical on it when you were leveling up?
It was during the flashback.
You know
Flashback.
what?
That's
We're
right.
just gonna give you 10 glory. Like, I think this is one of those things where you do something fancy. Maybe you move to the side of the
Very
horse.
nice.
Very ring of power,
Yes.
angsty. Yeah. So something happens where
I liked it. I liked it.
That's fair. So yeah, that's successful. Also, you get you get your glory there. Now we're gonna go ahead and go to 3 on Perin
Florence.
or Florence.
did
Did I
too.
mention I didn't sleep well tonight?
Me too, buddy. I feel you.
I have no excuse.
Names are hard, people. Names are hard.
Oh no, I got it
Close
wrong.
bracket.
Very powerful, Bob. I'm so proud of you.
Oh, 1 crit.
Oh no.
So 1 tie.
Oh,
One
no.
miss.
1 tie, 1 miss, and 1 crit.
Yeah. I
I
think the crit is what I need to worry about.
Yes.
Even if the tie hits, I can probably block.
Your soak's probably good enough for the hit, but
Crit
the
is the problem.
The crits, yeah.
19. So you're taking something from this for sure.
Oh yeah, I'm taking 3 points of damage.
No, his perfect face, it's ruined.
That could have been way worse.
Way worse.
Speaking from experience of someone whose perfect face was ruined by a
Oh
crit.
yeah. No, that's
That's
I
not
feel
going to
very
happen
lucky.
to Force.
And then, well, we're gonna test the 3d6. I think a tie is still gonna warrant. Well, I think what the risk is here is it's gonna hit your horse. I think is what this is gonna be. So
oh no.
11. Your horse has some armament to it, so that's only a little bit. But your horse is effectively moving a bit slower. Javelin
no,
kind of
not-
sticking out of its side. So
Not horse.
yeah, we need to name
Florence's
those.
Horse.
famous mount horse.
Yeah, this is your
Horse.
round C, by the way, not your charger. You don't have a battle horse out. You're riding through the forest.
Thank God.
You know, if you weren't on patrol, you wouldn't be armored, but you are on patrol. You're not, you're not.
Yeah.
If you're hunting, this would be way worse.
Oh, for
Oh,
hunting would be
indeed.
full.
Okay, so continuing quickly through this, who do we got 0 coming at Perin this time, and was it just 1?
Hell yeah.
Right, it was 1 coming at
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jaren.
Not the best roll you could have made.
Hopefully it will be enough.
Yeah, with your armor and shield. Now, if you're having to split your attacks, that might be a little more rough, right?
Yes.
But because you opted to not stay and fight, you opted to clear the ground and get in a better spot. You're gonna get out and ride ahead. All of you are moving along. I'm going to give you. So
When moving and fighting.
as you're moving along, you're riding along. You're basically being chased by the spearmen. The javelin men are doing their best to try and move along, but you're also seeing other men, like other soldiers, on the side. So there's clearly more than 20 here. Like this is a pretty bad raiding party. Like this is a significant raiding party out this far. And as we go to move along, I need all of you to give me an awareness roll right now.
Things like this. This is why we do the patrol, he says to Jared.
Hell yeah.
Success on awareness.
I love it when it's barely a failure. Makes me so happy.
Yeah.
So Jaren's aware that there's Saxons that need to die.
Yeah, I think you're looking around looking for those Saxons to kill. Those who succeed notice the trap ahead. So I guess it's just Edrich. You see a tree that has been pretty much set up to fall with a couple more strikes, and you see two men sitting there, and they start striking it right away as you're riding. So as you're getting close, you hear the
Break left. They
creaking
mean
of the
to trap
tree.
us.
Yeah, and there's not really a good place to go here. I need all of you to test horsemanship. I think for Jaren, what this represents with his fumble of 20 before is so if you failed awareness, you're making a horsemanship roll -5 on this test.
Oh no.
Failing means that you're going to basically be stuck right, like you're going to ride almost right up to the tree as it's crashing. Fumble means it's coming down on you. So that's, yeah. And we'll give you a second.
Now,
Is our plan to ride through before it falls? Is that the vibe?
very little else to to move away from. Here's
We
the
can
thing.
make
I
it.
succeeded. We can make it. I succeeded on the awareness check. However, my horsemanship is still 10. So, if possible, I would like to invoke a passion of hate Saxons.
Okay, give me a sec. We're gonna start with I think the people that failed first and see what
Yeah.
Let's do it.
All right. Goodness. So, Mr. Edrich has shouted out, "Break left! We gotta fall, the tree's fallen." And
the problem
Perin
is
has
there
not noticed
isn't
it yet.
really a left anyways.
Yeah,
Like,
there isn't really a
Exactly.
left.
yeah.
So, Perin, not having spotted exactly where it is just gonna take a risk and go, "We can beat it," and having no idea where it actually is gonna be. So Perin's
Of course
gonna.
we can.
Yeah, Perrin's gonna ride as hard as fast, ride his horse near as hard and fast as he can. So, I'm gonna roll horsemanship. Here we go.
Okay.
That's a single success, baby.
Damn.
All right.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
I have rolled.
-5.
I have rolled only 2s and 3s, or 2s and 1s today.
Look at that.
Woo! Critical horse. You gotta
Critical
name that horse now.
I mean, Florence so
I-
far has been an amazing rider. He won the race. He
This is
hasn't
true.
been killed on horseback. And he's done this very well.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're gonna give you 15 glory for that, and we'll get you to describe what that looks like in a second. Jaren, I think we're gonna give you that test as well. -5.
Oh wow! I was hoping to get crushed by a tree.
All right. Look at that.
Yeah.
It's every night's dream.
So, and did we have you actually test? We haven't had you test awareness or horsemanship yet, Thomas. What was your intention? Because you see them all. I think they were all breaking to try and beat the tree, right, from falling.
Yes.
Correct.
If everyone's doing that, Edrich would also like to do that. My thing is that my horsemanship is quite low. So I
That-
was going to activate a passion.
Didn't you already?
That was in a previous flashback.
Oh yeah,
Does
yeah,
it still
right.
count? I'll have to
No,
take
not
it.
from the flashback. It doesn't. No. Please do then.
Your dream passions
Yeah.
count for real life passions.
Thomas, I need you to say the line for me.
I'm going to roll for racism.
Yeah.
There
Oh,
we
it's
go.
been so long. I didn't think
I
I'd
hate
feel
Saxons
nostalgic.
the smallest amount that I could possibly hate them,
Eh,
but that's enough.
It's enough. All right. So you can test here. I'll give you an extra +2 because you did succeed at the awareness test, so you kind of know what's coming. Right.
Thank you very much. Let's hope it pays off.
Oh my god.
It does not.
So,
It does not.
so does this look like? Maybe this looks like Edrich is making sure everyone's getting through, right? Because you're the one who was aware.
He's very much okay. You got this. I don't have this.
And you think it's going to be you and Florence left at the end because Florence has a wounded horse, and all of a sudden he does something extremely like ballsy and kind of lowers himself and rides just as the horse or just as the tree is falling. It's like he gets low enough to just get under the tree, and you're left.
If this were a different genre, I would just imagine he drifted with a horse.
Yeah. He basically lowers himself as small as he can get in the horse in the saddle, and then the tree collapses just over the top of him, and you're stuck. All of a sudden, you have 3 spearmen coming down on you at this point.
The horse rears. Edrich, still sword in hand, turns, looks towards them.
Okay.
He is going to try to fight. His friends are still there, just on the other side of the tree.
Yeah.
He's going to do his best to move and fight.
Okay. Why don't you test me a horsemanship, and if you succeed, you're going to avoid one of the 3 spearmen, so you can get to the point where you're repositioning yourself. Yeah.
Success here.
Okay, so 2 Saxons with great spears coming your way. How would you like to split? And then we'll come to everyone else.
Great spears negate mounted capabilities, yes?
Yeah.
Got you. Alright, in that case, I have a sword skill of 16. I'm gonna do... I think I will do 8 and 8. I don't want either of these to hit me.
Okay, that sounds fair. All right.
Do you want to roll first, or shall I?
Yeah, I'll roll first. It adds to suspense, I think, if I do.
Yeah.
Oh, they both succeed.
Okay.
One succeeds in a way that you can't beat. The other one succeeds only minorly.
Success for the first.
You all hear a horn, by the way, in the distance.
Like
through the fog.
Barely a failure, almost a fumble for the second one.
Okay.
But yes.
The first one, the first one, you block the shield.
Well, I attack him.
Oh yeah, you did actually succeed. Sorry. Go ahead and roll the damage for the first one. Okay.
22 damage.
Ooh, that's pretty good against him. He's only got 8. So 14. So you deliver a deep cut. And as you do so, and he kind of staggers back, you lock eyes with this Saxon, and this is one of the Saxons that was on the boat with you.
Good to see you again.
He grits his teeth. The other one moves to attack you, or already did attack you, so now it's the Great Spear damage. Let me look that up real quick. Beginner Saxon army.
7d10.
No, I don't think it's d10. Yeah, yeah. 66 though.
Ooh, it's still
That'll
rough.
be bad. Because I don't block with my
That's
shield.
not bad.
Oh, that's... Yeah. Okay, so without my shield, I take 7. Which is... I can take
You got
more.
your shield.
It's just...
You got your shield.
No, I failed with
No.
the sword attack.
You failed.
Oh, you failed it. Yeah, that's right. Okay. Yeah, so you take 7. You take 7 damage.
I'd happily accept having my shield, but no. Yep,
Okay.
7 damage. I am still fine. It doesn't hit any of my major thresholds.
All right. So
Edrich takes it in the thigh, perhaps, and just snarls.
we're gonna pan in real quick to the other 3 who've probably just realized that Edrich didn't make it. Like as you get to the other side of the tree, what is everyone's instinct and reaction here?
A quick question: how big is the tree? Like, can we see him over there?
It is very big, but you can still see him. Absolutely, you can still see him.
And how many people are rushing towards us at this moment?
You don't really. So you heard a horn blow behind you, which could be very concerning. You also know that there are a number of the Javelineers moving along to try to catch up with you, so they can start raining down on you again. And then there's a number of spearmen that are about. If Edrich doesn't get out of that situation, he's gonna end up against like 5 or 6 long spearmen, which is not ideal.
Not great.
No.
And like the tree pretty much blocks us from getting to him. Like,
On horseback. On horseback. Yeah. You could certainly, like, if you were to dismount, you could duck underneath it, basically. There's like enough of it lands and hits the other embankment and then slides a bit, and there's enough room for you to basically go down in, but not with the horse. So
could he? So Sir Jaren is going to turn around and say, "You two, guard my flanks," and ride back to the tree and bark out an order to. My uncle taught you better. Get off that horse, onto this tree, and onto mine.
I don't want to leave him. Fine.
is this testing reckless versus prudent here?
No. Edrich is very prudent. He likes that horse, and his horse is carrying his bags.
Okay.
I will say the first
yes.
thought through Florence's mind was, oh well.
Oh well.
No,
Well, he's screwed.
It's it's the horse of your life, friend. Let's go.
Yeah. If it rolls round to my turn again, yes. If I can stab that same Saxon again while getting off my horse and moving back, so much the better. If not, I understand.
out of curiosity, how heavy does this log look?
Very heavy.
Okay.
Yeah.
It looks like it's like indented into it so it can't be moved or
yeah, kind of like it was chopped down in a way that it hits the other side of the embankment because it's long enough, and then it kind of slid down. So when you went under it, it was just hitting, which gave you some time, and then it kind of slid into position from there, and now it's basically blocking someone on a horse from getting underneath. I don't know, you critted. I'm just trying to give you something cool, honestly.
No, it's great.
Yeah.
I had an idea for something, but I don't think it'll work.
You can run it by me
very
if you
correct.
want.
Well, like the idea is Florence just gonna like quickly look around, check if he had some rope on him, and basically see if he can like loop the rope around the log and then like push the log a little bit to kind of create an opening for the hole.
It might take longer than the spearman will give.
I don't think we have enough time for it.
You could certainly try and push it and hope it rolls a bit, but you also could that could backfire somehow. And if 2 or 3 of you are working together on it at the same time, it might be enough to be able to do it, barring fumbles, right?
Yeah.
Barring fumble.
Yeah.
Let me know when it comes round for me to do my action.
I will do. I'm gonna check with I just want to make sure I understand what if Perin or Florence are acting or just what they're doing at this point.
Florence would probably just draw his spear and then wait, kind of taking up the flank of Sir Jaren as the boys asked.
Okay. And what about Perin? What is Perin doing here?
Perin's covering. Perin's actually, I think, slotted in pretty comfortably. He knows that he's gotten a lot better at sword fighting, so he's getting in the best position he can to make sure that they can rely on him so that we can get Edrich out. That's his priority.
Okay. So, Edrich, what's your intention here? What do you want to do?
Get out with his life. Because, again, like in ideal situations, 20 Saxons, yeah, sure, but there are way
20
more than
plus.
20 Saxons.
Yeah.
20 plus.
20 is what
in an
you saw
ideal
first.
situation, yeah, with the 4 of us, 20 Saxons, no problem. 20 plus, that's when you start to have problems, and these situations are anything but ideal. Blood dripping down his mail and pooling slightly in his boot. Edric's just going to hiss through his teeth. Damn it. He's going to get off his horse and he's going to try and get to Sir Jaren's. If possible, I would like to stab. If not possible, and it would make my job harder, then I won't. I hate Saxons, but the worst thing I can do for these Saxons in particular is live to kill them later.
Here's what I'll give you. So if you move expediently, you're still going to, you can fight defensively. So roll dex against a single attack coming your way from one spear. If you choose to turn and swing, you're facing two spears coming your way. I'll still allow you to. It's still a retreat. I'm still giving you the retreat option. It's just you're delayed enough for a second spearman to get a shot in.
Oh God! Normally I would just take the dex roll, but I'm much better with my sword, even splitting it amongst two.
Okay.
So I'm gonna do that mostly because I activated the hate Saxons passion.
Okay.
So
that's fair.
I'm gonna do that for both, splitting it evenly.
All right. Do you want me to roll
They're gonna
first?
crit me. Just watch. Yeah. Roll first. This is gonna be ugly.
1 and 11. They both succeed, but neither necessarily succeeded super high. So we shall see. Who are you attacking, by the way?
The guys attacking me.
Yeah.
They're who I'm attacking.
You're splitting, right? Okay. So you're rolling twice, right?
Yeah.
Is that the idea?
Yep. So the first one succeeds against that one. The second one, I have my shield, but I did not hit.
It attacks or it succeeds.
Yeah.
So not bad.
Against the first one. Oh yeah. So against the first one, I do 14, which I believe is mostly covered by their armor, but
Partially. They're not as armored as you, and they don't have shields. So.
Indeed.
He that's the one you already hit. He suffers another wound and he's down. The other one apparently swings really wildly. He rolled 14 damage on 6 dice, so that is
man.
really good for you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Bob's dice
Just
are
like
making you survive this right now. So.
Thank you, Bob's dice.
Yeah.
But yes, Edrich just bringing up the shield, blocking the wild stabs, and slinking back.
Okay.
Before he goes, he would like to just shout out to his horse, "Go! Ja!"
Okay.
Gotta save that boy.
So as you all start to, we're gonna go to the next little piece of this. So as you know, Edrich comes out the other side safely, and as all you all consider what to do, you hear the sound of horses riding at your backside. Now, there's a bonus to this that Saxons don't typically ride horses. So there's almost certainly knights from the sound of them moving this way. Right?
Good.
Does anyone want to... Maybe there's like a test of suspicious, though? Knights can raid you too, right? Like, not everyone's your friend here, right?
It's bandits. Perfect timing.
Bandits usually can't afford to ride at a charge like that. It sounds like they're moving in this direction swiftly, probably towards the sound of combat and a breaking tree, which would draw a lot of attention. I'm just giving you a second to see if anyone wants to test any like personality traits or anything for the roleplay moment of this.
Definitely reckless, because if this is reinforcements, Jaren's joining the fight immediately.
Okay.
I think I'm good for my tests mostly. I'm even on suspicion and prudent as well.
Okay.
I don't think Perin's going to test anything except for maybe battle, if I can, to try to see are they coming in a pattern that looks like reinforcements, or does it come, or
Sure.
like
Test battle.
see if
Absolutely.
I can identify a little bit easier what's going on, how to adapt to it.
Florence like immediately begins putting away his spear, being like, "Oh, reinforcements have arrived."
Oh, good.
Hey, they're still the Saxons.
They're certainly riding at a speed that suggests they're here for a fight, and definitely in a formal enough position to be trained knights, not some random bandits or something else. Like only knights could ride at this speed through this busy of a forest because no one else has a training.
Typically don't even use cavalry, do they?
Correct. Yeah. At this time, they save for the Barrack Saxons, which are your boys out east.
In that case, seeing that, I think Perin is going to take the risk and just full on break the formation and instead go to fight some of the guys that are fighting Edrich.
Okay, sounds good. So I'm going to turn this into like a bit more of a cinematic scene, if that's okay with y'all. But we're still going to get some good tests in here. I'm going to give you 3 rounds of combat. You can roll any combat skills you like. You can roll the same one 3 times. You can roll like battle, then sword, then spear. I don't care. This is just to represent what is going to be the next 30 minutes of combat as a wave of Roman, or at least a wave of knights with a Roman standard, like an old Roman standard, are riding quickly in this direction.
All right.
And Gary, as you enter the fold, you may as well test anything you like 3 times on your combat skills section.
Oh yeah.
Sounds good.
If we're getting into battle proper, can I roll a passion? Because of course, Sir Perin is calling out for Newton Manor.
I'd also like to test passion, and I think I'll do 1 battle and 2 sword.
Okay. And these are just to give you guys some extra ticks, right? On I realize you don't have combatants as is. I don't want to keep you out of.
It's for the flavor. I need to kill something, Bob. I need to redeem myself.
Well, Florence isn't going to have a passion. Just
Hell
going
yeah.
on being Florence. Mainly unaware of the situation.
Florence just gonna be Florence. That's a critical battle.
Critical battle.
That is an awful sword roll. Holy shit.
So is the passion's +5?
Yeah.
I think for you, you've got a 20 in yours, so I think it's +10.
Wait, which?
You rolled a critical passion? Oh
no, he's got a passion.
Yeah, no, he has a legendary passion, so it is a +10.
Yes.
I'm not sure if it is I'm not sure if it is if it's only a success. I think it can get up to a plus. I could be wrong though.
His passion is exalted. It's 20 plus, so he gets +10.
Oh, there you go.
Oh.
Yeah.
You
also
guys
means
never
that if
doubt me at this game that I don't know how to play.
Yeah, that's fair.
Sword.
Battle.
Sword. Sword.
More sword. More sword. Yeah, my boy.
Any criticals? Any criticals are worth 20 glory, and they're worth a tick as well.
Yes. That's a critical battle for me.
All right.
I didn't get shot.
Okay.
Decent rolls, but no crits.
Oh, I think we had a real brief blip. Okay, so if you rolled and succeeded at all 3 things, but you didn't get any criticals, you can still choose to tick one of the things you succeeded.
I will absolutely tick sword.
If you criticaled on something, you don't get that freebie because you already got the freebie and whatever you criticaled on, and extra glory. So, all right. So in the aftermath, you're kind of noting, like, basically this is pretty one-sided once these knights show up. There's just enough of them. There's like a 20, and you're noticing the contingent is a number of knights from all over the realm. Like, there's knights from, some of them are mercenary knights, some of them are household or vassal knights from Thamesmouth and other areas, and they seem to be kind of led by a very Roman-looking gentleman. Gary, do you want to give us a description, maybe of? I'll throw the picture
Sure.
up too. Yeah.
But you see a man who's calling out to the knights, Percute and Alicia, and he's speaking in Latin mostly, giving out commands. But he is riding into the battle with his horse and sword. He's got short hair cut in the Roman style, dark black. It looks like normally he would have his face clean shaven, but a bit of a beard has begun to form, probably from his travels. He's got very sharp, defined features, dark eyes, dressed in a sable, cloak over one shoulder, and he's got the ornaments of old Roman nobility, but mingled with more rustic features. And around his neck is a medallion with the golden imperial eagle hanging from it.
Excellent. I think I'm going to give you guys a heraldry check to see if you know anything about this. Recognize wouldn't work because you've never met him.
Who the SPQR is this mofo?
I don't know, but I trust him.
Do we add our passion to this?
You may, yeah, you're still activated.
Oh shit! Oh,
Just
okay.
apply
I still
apply
failed.
it retroactively. Yeah.
I still failed.
Oh, it's a failure.
Even with your passion?
I didn't impact.
He did not.
Okay.
What's a Roman?
All right. I think that all of you just don't quite recognize who this is or where he's from, like what kingdom he's from.
Be Roman for all we know.
Yeah, you pick up that much.
It's all
None of
Latin
you,
to me.
all of you know that this is clearly some kind of Roman figure. Looks formal. I'll let you guys role play here because I don't have any real skin in the game. The knights they go through and they just make sure that any injured Saxons are dead Saxons, so they just start running them through. Thomas, you see one of them about to come up to kill the guy that you know on the boat. Any hesitation there? Or you gonna let him finish him off?
I'm gonna roll merciful.
Okay.
And if I can, I would like to continue to add my passion to
Yeah,
merciful.
absolutely. What is
No, wait.
honor?
No.
Oh, hate
my
Saxons. You may
passion-
not.
My passion is hate Saxons. I may not.
I think you actually negate it by 5 in this case. It like
I would
works
also
against
say
you.
so.
Or more importantly, I think what is it? Merciful versus
Cruel.
vengeful.
Merciful versus cruel.
Oh, is it cruel?
Yeah, I'll do merciful and forgiving and vengeful. Let's do it that way.
Okay.
You're
So,
so
I'm gonna-
cruel.
So cruel.
He did stab you. The forgiving part makes sense, right? Or he tried to
He
stab
did
you.
stab me.
Yeah.
Okay, so is that a -5 to forgiving or a +5 to vengeful?
It's a +5.
Or both.
+5. It's a
Gotcha.
+5.
Failure on forgiving.
Mm,
Failure
Yeah.
on vengeful.
All right.
Fuck that guy.
It's up to you, Bob.
Get him out of here.
Oh, you
Put him
gotta-
in the garbage.
I think I'm gonna have you tick vengeful
Oh,
here.
no, success on vengeful. Never mind. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. I think I'm
I
gonna
thought that was a failure. I saw
gonna-
it the wrong way.
please tick vengeful. I think that's just like there's a moment in your like you're just okay with this. You're like these Saxons
Yeah,
are a problem.
he- Absolutely. Like, he feels the blood running down his thigh. He, like, feels the burning of the scar over his face. He just sees that person. He didn't have any special relationship to that one. And, like, as he dies and the light goes out of his eyes, Edrich just, before, shaking off his blade and, putting it back in his scabbard. The fight over for now, at least. He's going to limp over to the rest of the people.
Oh, it seems that you are in need of assistance. I am glad that my band and I were here to lend a hand.
None more glad than we. Hail and well met, sir.
Indeed. Salve, Sir Knight.
Your assistance is very much appreciated.
very much well. You fight very well for these woods, and I'm not sure how many we could have killed by the time you got here.
Well, I'm certain you would have handled yourselves without my own band's intervention, but we are happy to lend a hand so the Lord might bless us with this quick greeting and no serious injuries. He kind of glances, his eyes darting to the blood pooling around Edrich's boot.
A flesh wound. I'll have it sorted with shortly.
On that note, forgive my ignorance, but who exactly are all of you? I didn't expect to see Romans this far out.
Well, I am Praetor Sigeris, but they're not all Romans. Most are men of this land. My right hand, Sir Basilius. He's around here somewhere, I think, but
He
many of these
gives
are...
a salute and rides forward. I think for you guys, you recognize that heraldry to be Londinium. Like it's one of the minor houses in Londinium.
Huh.
Most of these men, some come from across the channel, but most are willing warriors of God who have taken up a noble path to help me scourge the barbarians that have been beseeching these lands and further abroad.
I see. Well,
Who's
then... Sorry, go ahead.
No, please. It's your land, your customs.
I guess I'm glad to have a hunting party alongside us then. It sure was lucky that you happened to be in these woods at the same time as us.
We have been seeking to meet with the other dukes of this land. Made my way to many of them, though. I have heard of the death of Duke Lucius, the young boy.
Mighty tragedy, that one.
Truly a regrettable death.
Quite.
But hopefully we may be able to find vengeance for him. And also hope that he is now in heaven among God. And his followers.
Yes, of course. And you clearly are all knights, but you serve the King Uther, or are you in service to someone else?
Uther, but Count Roderick before him.
Our Lord
underneath
is...
him, I should say.
Our Lord is Count Roderick, of Sarum, specifically.
But we do hold fealty towards the true king of these lands.
That's the rock, yes? So I've been told, yeah? Sarum?
I believe so, yes.
Indeed.
I would like to meet with your lord, if you would make an introduction. I have met with many, and it would seem that some of my fortunes have not been as good as I had hoped.
But with your coming, ours certainly turned. Even if such a thing were necessary, you've more than earned an audience. We were just finishing up with a patrol. You'd be heading back shortly.
Indeed, it would be our honor.
I forgot, I think, just to interrupt slightly. At the very beginning, I called for an intrigue test. I don't think I ever gave you a result there, Perin.
Oh, did you not? I feel like you did, but I don't remember what it was.
Exactly. I don't think I did.
No, you did. You
What did I
did.
say?
It was, you said specifically, you were commenting on how strange it was that we were sent out to like...
Yeah, I don't think I
on patrol
concluded
stuff.
that. I don't think I concluded
That
that.
thought.
though. Yeah.
Okay, well,
So-
I'd be happy to take it now.
You know that Roderick plans to host King Uther at Christmas or at Easter Court in 2 weeks. You know that spring cleaning someone does when they have their manager coming in at work or whatever. That's going on right now. Yeah.
And that's in 2 weeks?
Well, sorry, I said it's about a week. I think is what I called for actually. So.
Oh, we're almost done with this year. What a fast year!
No, Easter, not Christmas. Beginning
Easter,
of the year.
gotcha. Okay. Okay, well, cool. In that case, Perin will speak up and he'll go. Well, if you'll join us for Easter, Count Roderick usually throws quite the smashing feast. I'm sure he'd be able to make accommodations.
I would be most delighted to join you at this Easter feast. Thank you.
If I may ask, why have you run into trouble so far meeting with the lords of the land?
They have their own troubles, these Saxon scum and such, but I have been seeking the men who might assist me in reclaiming proper Roman lands from the vile and treacherous Franks. You have heard of Clodovecus, hmm? Yes? Merovingian warlord?
The name is not familiar, but my cousin spent time overseas campaigning.
Actually, Gary, why don't you test heraldry for me real quick?
Oh no. Oh fuck.
Heraldry. Success.
Okay. I just want to check with Mark to make sure. If I remember correctly, Morganor did fight over on the mainland at one point, right?
He did, yeah.
Yeah.
He was sent there by the bad king.
Yeah, Vortigern. So I think, Gary, you remember, you don't remember a lot about the night, but you had a conversation with one of the Roman knights, Roman Christian knights from England back in the day. His name was Sir Morganor. That shield you notice on Sir Florence is very much, on Mark, is very much the exact same coat of arms.
Your shield, sir. I've seen its like before. A noble banner.
Indeed. I am Sir Florence of House Idmiston. My family is one of the traditional values of the Christian faith.
Did your uncle, brother, father, perhaps, fight over in the lands against these Franks? In lands around Novidium?
Indeed.
Such.
Morganor, my father? I think?
Yep, he's your father. Yeah.
Okay. Good, just making sure.
Yeah, half brother, right? He was the whore that had like a million bastard sons, yeah. And Florence is the legitimate son. So.
Indeed. My father, Morganmore, he told me a little of his fights overseas.
Brave nobleman. I broke bread with him. Saw him fight alongside my own people amongst the Romanorum. The lands which were once Roman, at least.
Yes, of course. Or perhaps then we may have more time to conversate of such. I'm always interested to hear stories of my father. Unfortunately, he passed many great years ago now.
We'll shed a tear or two for him. Especially knowing that what he fought for is now hanging by a thread, barely maintained, may even be lost if I cannot convince the lords here to lend me aid.
Well, there is always faith, Peter.
Of course.
All right.
Perhaps we should leave this blood-stained wood and head towards your lands.
Indeed. Tend less to matters of the spirit and more to matters of the flesh, namely mine, which is spilling out at a dramatic rate.
Yes, we should probably get that checked out. And drinks too.
I also got a scratch on my arm. Someone might need to look at that too.
Oh yes.
Yes, we'll have to take a look at Edrich for sure.
Okay, so I think we'll go ahead and move right into the Easter feast, unless any of you have anything particular on the way back. You're gonna have a few days leading into the feast if there's anything specific anyone wanted to do.
I'm good more or less. And the thing that I would like to do could probably be done during the feast. I'd like to see like what word has been said about like Saxons this far into Salisbury.
Okay.
And like if among them like maybe certain notable ones might have been seen or
That's fair. So you'll inquire. Yeah, that sounds like a great feast action, honestly.
Yeah.
So.
He's just trying to find his neck.
no, he's not. There was nothing between us, mostly.
That we know on screen yet. No,
That we know on screen yet.
All right, so we're gonna dive into the feast here. I'm gonna change to some good old fashioned medieval feast music for the stream here. And one day I'll get that bot figured out. I tried like 10 minutes before the stream and gave up. So it's not as easy as the old bot. So here's the conditions of the Easter feast. It is also a royal feast this week. I mentioned that already, but what that means is more than ever, like you couldn't make Sarum's dining space look more full if you tried. It is swarming with nobility, and what this means is going to be particularly harder to get a good seat. So all of you are at -2 on your appearance roll. Don't roll yet though. A reminder for those that might have Librum, you can throw Librum into appearance to get a higher position. I think for Praetor Siagrius, Gary, he's gonna throw 10 Librum if he can. Like he's got money, so he will throw whatever he's got to get into a closer position with the king, with Count Roderick, and all those folks. Because right now you are not currently in this position a guest of honor at this point. You can force yourself into being one though by paying a lot of Librum. That's the beauty of it. So
I love corruption. Let's fucking go.
I don't
right.
have nearly enough money to even consider doing that.
I'm having a bad year financially, so. But I'm not though, cause my buddy.
I gave you 4 Librum, yeah.
It's insane, by the way, that you did that. It would have been fine. We had money stored up. I could have. I appreciate it though.
Jaren probably has money, but does not care about sitting anywhere here, really.
Is that just a +10 modifier if I throw the
Yeah.
lead room is doing it?
yeah, you bet.
It will be a +8 because of the -2.
Oh yeah, minus. All right. Oh.
So
Florence gets all the time criticals, unlike Edward that got the exact opposite for so long.
I know. It's so weird to be in this position. I don't know what the fuck's going on.
I think there's an interesting position where Siagrius, you manage to, you come in with all the proper local or all the proper fashion here. And just as you're about to get seated like in your ideal spot, you notice them seat Sir Florence there instead. So there's a moment. You will be seated near the salt, though. It's still a good roll. And I think everyone, right? Everyone got a pass.
I wonder who possibly could have invited Florence above the salt. It's so weird. Is it possible that there's a certain baroness at this feast? I don't know.
She's definitely not on this map, and definitely not over here. So
I can't see her. I don't know where she is.
Yeah. So okay, we're gonna kind of do this, and then we're gonna move Praetor Siagrius up a little bit.
Me and Roderick are snugging. Hell yeah.
Not quite. It just looks that way.
Before we begin, do you mind if I take a quick 1-minute break? I just
Absolutely. In fact, I think I might do the same. So we'll go on a minute break. We're going to keep a close eye on the timing of this, and depending on where it goes, even though it'll be a 5 round, we might shortcut a couple of the end rounds, especially if people are fading on ideas. Okay. So let's take a quick minute break here. Yeah.
I want some cheese. duo up to their old tricks again.
Oh, right?
Ah, screw that.
No, they're here. See, we're good. The duo's there. Yeah. So we can call out individual guests that interest you as your actions warrant them. But predominantly, there are a whole bunch of guests. Even a couple of the dukes are present for this, but not all of them because some of them are tending to more complicated matters elsewhere. So why don't? Sorry, go ahead.
No, it was pointless observation. Just funs.
It could be fun though.
I forgot that Sir Jared also married the worst lady too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
You expect anything less?
every time
Each other.
every time he has an opportunity for growth, he just gets worse.
Falls down that mudslide.
Awesome.
Tries to bring me with him.
Okay, let's go ahead and dive into the first round of the feast here. So we start actually with Sir Florence and your action. What do you want to do? So this seems to be a very formal, even more than normal. There seems to be an air of formality at today's event. Uther seems in good spirits today. I think you all noticed that too.
Okay. In that case, Florence is going to do as he does, and trying to think. It's either flirt with the Baroness Pomponia or flirt with a serving girl.
Is it like a 50-50 too for him? Is that how it works?
Honestly, kind of a 50-50.
Yeah.
Can flip a coin.
Actually,
roll
no,
your love
I'm
for
gonna-
Baroness Pomponia.
Yes. It's either that or I'm gonna roll a personality trait. Honestly, just quickly giving it a look. Yeah, I'm just gonna roll a more Pomponia if that's alright.
Mm-hmm.
That's amore.
Yeah, so he flirts with the Baroness Pomponia.
All right.
Thank God. Otherwise, he'd be flirting with somebody other than her.
In front of her.
Yeah. Again.
Florence isn't that smart.
Do you think, is there anything you wanted to play out there, or do we want to mark this as simply your flirting action, tick flirting? Any particular detail?
I don't think there's really any detail. This is more of a continuation of previous things to do with her.
Yeah.
Getting her to fall for him madly so he can convince her to marry him.
Right. Okay.
Oh man.
There are eyes that notice, obviously. So
As always.
yeah.
Maybe we'll see that weird guy again. Challenge to a duel.
Right.
Goratrix threw him out a window last time.
I don't think I have any bonuses yet, because you get to the end of the round, so it's straight.
Yeah.
Flirting.
Just don't fumble.
Go ahead and perfect. So you can tick flirting, right?
Yep.
As your action, and I think is this look more like you off in a corner somewhere? Are you dancing? What does this look like, just for thematic purposes?
I think because they're I imagine they both would be up above the soul. This is just
you are.
him sitting next to her, openly flirting in a way that everyone else can see and hear. Just he's like, I don't care, I'm madly in love with you. Is this kind of thing he's kind of portraying?
Mm-hmm. She's right in there, and she's definitely interested in you. But you notice her eyes keep going over to the Praetor Siagrius as well. I think I don't even know if Florence would notice that, actually.
Probably not.
Intrigued, real quick, just for entertainment purposes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
No, you don't even care.
Clueless.
Yeah. You're hanging on your own words, even if she's not hanging on yours.
Exactly. God, I'm so sexy.
So at the end of every round, I'll still do some NPC actions, I think, because I have 5 characters here. I'll probably do 2 NPC actions each round. Oh, and I did say I would note this, Lady Ellen and Count Roderick. You see a little one running around, a 3-year-old daughter. She's very joyous, and she seems to be. She does look a bit small for her age, maybe a little sickly, but she seems to be having a great time right here. As she kind of runs around and evades the help that's trying to keep her in place and near her mother's side, which is almost never happening. Obviously, Roderick has given his seat up to the king, and Prince Madoc is here as well. Now we're gonna move into Siagris's round, or action for the round.
I think Siagris would like to make a toast to the Count and the King for their hospitality I'm treating with him during this fine Easter feast. Could I use my passion of hospitality?
Yeah, absolutely.
Alright, so I test that first, I guess?
Yes, please. And then you test courtesy. You can test either orate or courtesy for this. Normally I'd say it's oratory, but I think courtesy could reflect less the speech and more the correct words. You're not flopping over.
The toast card calls for courtesy a lot of times, so
yeah.
So I succeeded on hospitality, so was that add something to the courtesy roll?
Yeah, it gives you a +5.
Give me a
to the roll.
quick moment. Yeah, it's a +5. Yeah,
I'll
success.
test the courtesy.
Do you need to go off camera?
Did I go off camera?
No, it's all good.
No.
I was checking with Thomas, but I think he's just talking to somebody. It's all good.
Oh no, I was talking.
Success there as well.
Okay, perfect. So you call
Here.
for. Do you want to give the quick toast, like roll
Sure.
for us?
Thank you, kind King Uther and the noble and hospitable Duke Roderick and his lovely wife for attending to me and my company on this wonderful Easter Eve. I wish you all the best of fortunes in the coming year and hope that your successes can be our own successes and that we might push back the barbarian attacks on our lands together as brothers of Christ.
I think it sells well. Uther's in a particularly good mood right now. And there's a moment where he says, he's like, Praetor Siagris, why are you down there? And he looks to those that are above the salt, and he says, would anyone be willing to part ways with their seat so that our guest here from Suzanne can join us? I'm gonna check. I assume Florence didn't hear it or is a no, probably, right?
That's a good question, because he likes the Praetor. You know, I'm gonna roll. I want to roll something to see if he would, because I think if it got up his attention, he might just give up his seat.
Okay.
I think it also leads to some fun drama, and I think would be hilarious.
Okay.
You know what? Actually, Praetor Zagreus has proven himself to be an honorable man in Florence's eyes, so he stands and looks to his king and goes, I would be willing to give up my seat to such a noble Roman and man of faith.
This has put me in a conundrum, though, for Sir Florence's father has done me a great service in years past. I would feel wrong to take from him this honorary seat he has earned.
Oh, come now, Praetor, you have done good for all of us, especially in the eyes of Rome, and of course in the eyes of God.
The prince snorts at this and says, would one of you please choose so we can move on with the feast? And people look at Madoc, including Uther. Uther kind of gives Madoc like a easy. That's Madoc says, forgive me.
Of course, thank you, Sir Florence.
Florence comes down and takes a seat, and I imagine immediately turns his attention to a serving girl.
Yeah, and
By the way,
the prince ends, or
what
Praetor.
did-
Sorry. Oh, yeah, good call. the praetor is now above the salt, also near Baroness Pomponia. As far as
Seated next to her, in fact.
yeah, exactly. So roast herring, Bremen eel pasties. I got it right. Stop. And herb fritters. Herb fritters. Gotta love it.
Gotta love it. Gotta have it.
Okay. We shall continue on to Sir Jaren.
You know, I'm gonna draw a card. I think for the beginning of the feast, he needs to drink a little bit.
2 cards now, my friend, for you.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
He kind of does give an eye towards the anybody who has something to do with Duke Lucius, which I believe is the aunt up there. But he needs a few more drinks.
Oh, the court jester. Oh.
What do we got? The Merchant of Venom and Time to Share. Oh no, Court Gesture has singled you out for lampooning. Modest versus Proud.
I feel like that would go so bad for Jaren. It seems perfect.
So
but...
badly for Jaren.
Yeah, let's do that. That's too good to pass up.
Okay.
So I gotta do Modest versus Proud.
Will have to lift you up, take you out of the room.
Wow, this is gonna be quite even, surprisingly. He didn't...
If Sir Jaren knocks out the jester.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, okay. So what does this look like? What does Jaren do in embarrassment? What is it? Does he just go red, or does he do something in turn?
So I'm guessing he says something semi-insulting. Jaren.
What might this be? I think let's workshop that. Like, what has Jaren done on screen so far that's been a flub? I think the only thing I can think of is this happened during the sword quest, which isn't public knowledge.
He's fallen off his horse. I mean, he has like intentionally avoided getting hitched to somebody. So
yes. I love it. So I think there's like a joke.
There's also how long he took to become a knight, so perhaps he's waiting until he's 40.
Well, he waited he was still he was knighted young, wasn't he? Yeah. Oh, I know.
What about
No, he was a squire for ages.
What about the time that Dallin almost took Jaren's head off and they were coming to rescue? Does that count?
I think the interesting one here to me would be that because he's still single, and I think he's like 20, 23 or 24 now?
Like,
what a dork.
Well, I think he's like, yeah, somewhere around there.
Yeah, it's been 3 years, so 22, 23, 24. Yeah, somewhere in there. Yeah, we're about 23, 24. So, yeah, they kind of make a joke and say, the jester sets it up and says, so Jaren, forever the bachelor knight? And he says, you act, you were given the role of a vassal, and yet you remain a bachelor. There's a big push on that, and it says, maybe there's a jest here that you don't have interest. Not to say you have interest in anything else, but that you're more interested in your sword than the bedroom. And it generates some laughs, I think, because the delivery is done well. Yeah, the delivery is done well.
I think Perin's laughing too.
Sir Jaren, definitely gets immediately red in the face. Brows furrowed as he stands and points a finger towards the jester and says, "You want to get a sword? because I can get my sword and we can go outside.
Yeah, and the jester behaving like a jester kind of turns the crowd like ooh, and like it generates kind of more attention towards it, and he says, "I meant no harm, Sir Knight," and then he continues on like almost like he's too cool to give you any more attention, being the jester that he is.
Yeah.
And I think in this case it's like the royal jester. That's why he's so good. That's why he gets you caught up, because Uther hired someone that's certainly the best at his craft. Awesome. I like it. All right, so we'll move those off and we're going to continue on to the next person. Edrich, you're up.
Absolutely. And, I've had relatively bad luck with the cards before, so I'm going to draw another card. It surely can't continue. And this is a long feast, so we'll have time, unless it gets me kicked out. What is this? People skills. Oh no! Oh no! Several landed knights talk of lands and serfs, and then ask for my opinion. I roll folklore. On a success, they see how noble I am, and I get +1 geniality. On a critical success, the servants hear me, and the next morning I get a bottle of the house's best wine. On a fumble, word spreads for the commoners among my ill-considered ways. Of this winter phase, I lose one librum of income as they conceal food and stuff from me.
Can I make a suggestion to this, actually? Instead of folklore, which I don't think makes too much sense in this scenario, what if he rolled instead concerned commoners?
Ooh.
Yes. I like that, and also it is higher and makes more sense.
For landed knights talk of, and then ask your opinion. Talk of lands and serfs. Yeah, I like it. Yeah, I'll give it to you.
All right, let's see how it goes, and hope that I don't fumble.
I mean, if you fumble, it doesn't fucking matter.
If I fumble, I lose a librum. Okay, that's a success.
All right. So.
Yeah, essentially, how would this happen? I guess people ask about when it comes to villagers ruling over them, doing the whole justice things, and Edrich has had to pay a lot of attention to that, especially since he came back to find his house in a shambles, and cows making sour milk.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think it's generally respected, your response. I think there are those in the crowd though that might turn their nose up to the idea of caring about their commoners, but it's not. They would still put on the face of representing you as, oh, how noble. So yeah, you can take the 1 geniality for that. Absolutely.
One must look to the commoners first, for they are the building blocks of any society. Until you get to the knights, of course.
Of course.
So Perin, it is your go.
Okay, so I'm not certain if Perin has seen a jester do his thing like that before. And he's watching, the jester get underneath Jaren's skin, and everybody's having such a good time with it except for Jaren. And I think Perin's a little obsessed. So here's what Perin would like to do. I'd like to spend my first round doing an intrigue, and I'd like to get as much information about how Uther's jester works, because by the end of this feast, Perin's goal is to win in a battle of wits with this jester.
Hell yeah.
I'm gonna do a jest off. I'm gonna do a jest.
So you're gonna do maybe some intrigue to dig into what this jester is all about. Is that kind of the idea? How?
Yeah, I want to basically get as much as I can about what he usually goes for, what makes him so skilled. Basically, I'm gathering information that will help me square off against him at the end of the feast.
Okay, that works. Go ahead and give me an intrigue roll.
Bada bing, that's a success.
Bada bing.
I'm gonna see if we have an actual named court jester here. I don't think
Sally.
I have one.
Sally Airy.
So should I call him the Trickler?
Trickler.
Ooh.
Dirk Dickler.
With a name like the Trickler, you know what he does. Urinates publicly.
I was gonna say he ticklers her.
No, it doesn't look like it. There's a Dagonet, but I think that's King Arthur days.
Yeah.
So, I think it would be safe to say, though, it probably is a knight, right? Like, it probably is a noble.
Sure.
Generally, it's not a noble position, but it could happen.
It's a position of importance within the court.
But like, you wouldn't go to a landed noble, and then go, "You're my
get to be
new
a
court jester."
It's kind
Well,
That's generally an
it's-
insult unless someone
it's-
volunteers.
It's an insult. Yeah, unless there's someone cut for it. So let's say,
could be like a third son or something like that.
yeah, like, we'll go like 60 or over. It's an actual noble.
Indeed.
Wait, that
30
didn't
years
work.
later, Dinadan just like comes into Caldelot going, "I believe I haven't introduced myself yet."
No, this is a commoner, apparently.
Yeah!
Yeah.
Oh, Perin likes him
Yeah.
even more now.
Yeah.
Common boy.
Commoner from Londinium. He was originally training to be like a scribe, but he actually had an encounter with Uther directly, where Uther's men were interrogating him over something, and he made the king laugh, and Uther doesn't laugh very easily. And so Uther named him Jester right there on the spot.
You gotta start
Interesting.
Stand up.
Yeah.
That's actually really endearing to Perin. I think that's all information that he did not like consider was a possibility. And I think he's a little obsessed. That's awesome. Okay, I will defeat this man. What's his name?
Let me roll I'm gonna roll a Kimric Knight. Actually, I'll just roll the name thing. Hold on, give me a second. Let's do
Chester. It's
One-
definitely Chester.
Chester.
Hey, that's
the
one of my
Jester.
That's one of my middle names.
I'm just gonna roll the Knight one. Ignore everything else about it.
Yep.
God, this just is
Kane.
really
So good at sword.
Well, the reckless is good for a jester, though.
Yeah. Oh, I love it. You know what? We're gonna keep him there.
His
That's
name is Kane.
Kane.
Kane, oh man! So Kane the Jester, very merciful, very reckless. I have a suspicion of who this person might be. We gotta throw crosses at him. Naming himself
God.
Kane. Christ.
Oh man, if this worked out differently, I'd have it be the Humble Creek Lord, the former Humble Creek Lord, but
Oh no! Oh god.
but it doesn't fit that character at all. So, all right. So we're gonna continue on. We're at the end of the round. Then, yeah, that gives us the end of the round. Okay, so there's a couple of small things here to name. So there are some things going on with the king right now. He is here to give some gifts out. Yeah. So.
Oh shit. Weird question. Does he have a sword?
Yeah.
Perhaps of victory?
He does.
Is it glowing?
He has it at his side.
Yes.
His sheath. Yep.
Hey,
Very
we did
nice.
that, boys.
Good. All right, we gotta steal it back, and we gotta use it.
On Kane, we have to stop him.
Bring Gehenna about to
This
1500
is for
years
Abel.
early.
Okay.
This is for the shit you put us through.
Okay, so this round, your Count Roderick is giving his gifts to the servants. So all the servants are given gifts for Easter for the year. This is a bit more prestigious. Or wait, Yeah, okay. I got this going. We're good. That's supposed to be a Christmas thing, so I'm mixing that up. We're all good. Yeah, forget the gift giving. That makes no sense. This is just people having a great time.
I'm okay with that too.
Yeah,
I wanted a gift.
Right? So at this point, though, Madoc is going to start wandering down to near the salt, and he's gonna be there. If anyone wants to interact with him, it'll be easier in this round. King Uther continues to look towards the door, and his hand kind of keeps going down with the sword at his side.
That's concerning.
Yes.
For Sir Perin, I think you see Sir Jareth. He continues to look at you with a smile. You catch a smile with him every once in a while.
Sure, I'll smile back. I don't know who the fuck this guy is.
Yeah.
Hi.
Yeah. I think that is. You'd probably know him as Sir Jareth's brother. That's about it.
Yeah, because I don't think Dallin and Perin talked that much about
that stuff.
Specifics. So.
Yeah. Okay. It's gonna be about it this round. I think the Baroness is talking with the Praetor Siagrius where she can. But we're gonna go ahead and go into round 2.
She's gonna add him to the harem.
So we actually start with Siagrius this time through. You cannot card now is the only thing you can do.
I think Siagrius, the Praetor, will continue the conversation with the Baroness Pomponia and try to essentially find out what her fortunes are and whether she would be willing to and able to lend any assistance to his most noble cause. Or if she does not, she knows anyone who might be able to do such. Amongst
Excellent.
other nobility.
Why don't you give me an intrigue roll over here real quick?
Sure.
But before you do, you got geniality for the last round, so you can add a +2 to this if you like.
Might as well, right?
Yeah. Mark got +1 geniality for giving up his spot. Ooh, interesting.
Oh, no.
A fumble.
Oh.
Humble.
So I think this is something where she's actually, believe it or not, as awful as I've represented her, she is grieving her nephew's death, and I think maybe she's trying to do her best to put on a face like she's not in tears. She's trying to appear, she is dressed in black, so there's like a mourning side to it. But I think Siagrius reads it wrong and thinks she's here kind of for business, and her head's not quite in the game. So you're not getting as much as you can. And when you start to ask about Librum and financing, her stress level skyrockets because she's lost her primary holding on the Saxon shore.
I didn't realize it was so unfortunate for you, so stressed. Sorry, my dear apologies. There.
She says, excuse me, Praetor. She's still polite, but she gets up and for one round, she's gonna be out of the court. So. Yeah.
Oh, buddy, you got a 19. That's uncomfortable. Actually, I think that really it gives me hope that I'm going to be making terrible rolls even as Perin improves to the highest echelons of intrigue.
I feel like
That's Pendragon, baby.
I feel like that roll just sums up Pendragon. Roll
Yeah.
a 20.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Where is geniality? I don't see it on my sheet.
It's
I'm
not recorded
looking
on your
in
sheet.
chat.
Yeah, we track it manually, and then we just store it in as a modifier, and it turns into glory after the feast. So it's only a feast mechanic. So
Got it.
Thomas is our log of such things. So thanks again,
For
Thomas.
this round, no problem. For this round, you got 2 geniality for being above the salt, but you didn't get any for a successful intrigue roll.
Right.
Got it.
Still at 4, so it's really good. And we're gonna go to Florence next.
All right, I think it is a tradition as Florence and of House Idmiston to draw some fuck me up card.
Sounds about right.
Hell yeah!
Ooh, gossip. You overhear some interesting conversation. Intrigue roll. Let's go. I believe I have a +4 to this.
Mm-hmm. Wait.
Oh.
It's okay. You succeeded anyways, but I think your geniality was lower, right? Because you gave up your seat.
No. He got 3 for being above the
and then
salt
one.
on a successful roll, and then he got 1 for doing that. So 4 is
Perfect.
correct.
Okay, perfect. This is why I have Thomas log it, so we can get accuracy.
I wish I had a Thomas in all of my games, honestly.
Me too. He's great.
I'm happy to provide my services.
Okay.
My favorite calculator to roleplay with. Go ahead, sir.
I'm just thinking about intrigue here because I want to give you something. When you pull a card like that, I think it's important to have something that can properly represent.
So this is a good fucking card.
Right, what does it do?
Success.
Success?
Keep this card. You cannot draw cards while you have this in your hand. Gain a +10 on any one skill roll, then discard this card.
That skill roll can indeed be flirting.
Okay.
It's good.
I got it for you. So, basically, you come across because you are near the salt, but I think you're in a position where it's loud enough, and you overhear Madoc, who is notoriously loud and not very, clear. He's talking with some of his knights. Cadfile, your half brother, by the way, is here, and that's one of them. You overhear that there is a summoning of the Lord's coming, of Logris, in the weeks after Pentecost, and all the nobles are going to make sure that their holdings are secure. So there's concern with the raiding. On top of that, the king is weighing whether or not to send an army to invade Frankland or not, to help Siagris. Yeah. He's already ordered the gathering of the ships. And he's refitting effectively his brother's old fleet.
Okay. Seems to be heading in Sagris's direction.
Yeah, it sounds like there's still some like they haven't announced it yet, so there's like a we're ready just in case we're going to, but there's not a for certain yet. You would imagine that this discussion with the conversation with the lords is at least partially a decision on whether or not to go and assist him.
Okay.
The odds are fairly good, because the only thing Uther loves more than war is war with his own people. But there's wiggle room.
It's true. Is that juicy enough? Does that give... I know it's not Florence's cup of tea per se, but...
I think I know what Florence is going to be doing next round, but for now, takes this information on.
Okay. Perfect. Down to Sir Jaren.
Oh, right. Well, Sir Jaren is coming out of his embarrassment, but is actually got a smile on his face at this point as he saw the Duke's mother leave in tears.
Oh yeah? There's a smile there. It's
Yeah, there's actually a smile on his face as he watches
You
her.
petty
go.
bastard. Maybe you aren't that dissimilar from your brother.
It is, well, they are brothers. I'm going to draw some cards.
Yeah, absolutely.
Couldn't have been a duke. Always said this. Oh, very nice.
Oh, the best weapon. Knights arguing about their favorite weapon.
Gee, I wonder what Jaren's could be.
He could break the mold. You never know. Have faith in him.
Oh, well.
They're both pretty good.
Probably the best weapon. Well, he'd probably go. He'd go for either one of these.
The best weapon's more of a sure thing.
He does have. He has negative geniality right now, so that gives a penalty,
No,
right?
no. You've
No?
just got 0.
Mhm.
Oh,
Because you got 1 from being near the salt, and then -1 from, getting jested at.
Yeah, they cancel each other out. So
all right. Let's go with the best weapon because these people need schooled on what the best weapon is. Obviously,
Too many
sword.
knights using spears and bows.
Obviously, dagger.
Exactly.
So I need to roll that. Sword.
yeah. So all you had to do is succeed, right? So this is something that all you locals know for sure. Like he's considered the best swordsman in Salisbury now. He would have been a close rival to.
Would have been
I
the
think
second best if Edward was still around.
Yeah. If Edward were still buying up his sword every round, then yeah. But he is equally as obsessed with it. He is training all the time with it. He's a very, very skilled swordsman. Probably most famous in not just here. Like it's shot up his glory quite a bit too. So he's found himself in a couple of minor duels, not to the death, that have worked out in Jaren's favor. We should work out what those are eventually. I think, Zach, that'd be fun.
Yeah.
For Jaren.
Yeah, he's.
I can see why you keep getting upset that they put you on the border patrol.
He's like a legendary warrior at this point for his fighting, and they're like guard duty again.
It's almost like that you've got that grandpa of a teacher in Sir Lad that just keeps throwing you on
You need to learn more
You're not
life
learning
lessons.
the
More
lessons
respect.
I want you to teach.
Yeah. Okay. Awesome. Edrich, you are up.
Absolutely. One thing happened over this round which Edrich would like to ask about, and with Prince Madoc here, Edrich would like to wriggle his way in and ask Prince Madoc a question.
All right, you are near the salt, and Madoc is here, so give her.
Absolutely.
Is this an intrigue action you're taking?
Yes. I get 3. Don't fumble. I didn't. But yes, I imagine Edrich does the patented Edrich swoop. Just like at some point where the conversation is coming to a lull, Edrich just comes in with lovely eel pasties today. Prince Madoc, good to talk to you again.
De Winterbourne Stoke.
Correct, Edrich. I had a question, if I'm not overstepping.
Yeah, you could tell he wasn't struggling to come down with your house. He was struggling to come down with your name.
Yeah,
So,
my specific name.
yeah.
He knows the house. He's friends with one of them. Your father keeps looking towards the door and holding his sword. Is there anything we should be worried about?
No.
I see. Why is that?
He looks to the door. I don't know. It's a clear lie.
I see. It's also obvious that Edrich doesn't believe him.
Yeah. That's
Well,
fair.
Thank you. And then Edrich will like fade back into the crowd.
All right. Awesome. So what you got the impression with that is he seems to be waiting for somebody.
Hmm.
That's the impression you
Gotcha.
got. Yeah. With a successful
Probably.
intrigue, I'll give you that.
Yeah, probably Duke Ulfius. But we'll see how that goes. Alright, I get points.
You do, you
Alright,
do.
that's me done.
And on to Perin for his action.
Lots of fun things are happening. Sir Jareth seems to be wanting to speak to me, so I think Perin will make his way over and introduce himself.
Okay.
I am not sure what action this is going to be. Let's say intrigue, because Perin generally wants to, get the upper hand in all of these situations.
Yeah, that's fair. Go ahead and give me an intrigue test.
Mr. Thomas, what's my geniality?
Your geniality, as of current, is 2.
2. That's a pretty decent success.
Yeah. It would have been a crit without it, so I apologize.
Don't apologize. I gotta roll the geniality. I don't think I have the option.
Yeah.
This fucking guy.
It's been a while, right?
Look at his fucking face. I'm gonna kill your brother.
So at this point, Jareth smiles your way and says, Sir Perin of Durnford, yes?
Hi. You'll forgive me for intruding in your conversation, but I saw you smiling at me earlier, and I thought it would be wise to make an introduction.
Oh, well, I must admit, it's good to have this opportunity to talk to you. Every always spoke highly of you in Humble Creek. That's where I'm currently staying.
Oh, yes, Every. How is he doing? Is he all right?
He's well. He's just looking after, some of the refugees from the Saxon shore that have wandered our way. Most of them nobles. Some of the commoners have fled and worked the lands there, of course.
You wouldn't mind telling me if you've seen Lady Branwen while you've been over there?
He says, oh. He says nothing. He just smiles like a nice, slow, big smile, cheek to cheek, and he says, Indeed. In fact, she hasn't stopped talking about you. I heard from the Baroness that you were seeking news of her status, and I hope that you heard that she's safe and staying in Humble Creek for the time being. She is, after all, her father was one of my vassals before his death.
Now, Mr. Bob, with my high intrigue roll there, would it mean anything to me that he apparently had this information, knew that I was here, knew that I was seeking that information, but waited until I approached him? Does that mean anything to me?
Yeah, I think you see him as another political power player. He's someone that he knows he has an upper hand in this stat, especially breaking that her father is one of his vassals and dead. That would suggest that he would have rights over her marriage situation.
Oh, Perin picks up on this, and I think his face drops slightly.
Yeah.
Not enough to, be obvious, but, enough for him to notice. Because he immediately puts together, oh, no, I shouldn't have said things to this guy. But right back, it's to a smiling. That's wonderful news. I'm so happy to hear that. I trust you've been taking good care of her.
She's treated well. Sir Every and his sisters are keeping her company. She is doing better by the day, mourning the loss of her parents.
Yes.
They were raided, their manor, you see. She was the only one that got out alive.
I only spoke to her father a couple of times, but he seemed to me a good man. I'm regretful that... Well, I only wish I had been there. That's all.
You should come. I'm sure your former master, Cadford, is it? Sir Cadford? Would love to see you again. You should visit with us when you have an opportunity.
I would very much be happy to do so. It would be nice to see your lands and your family?
Oh, family. Have you met Sir Jaren?
I have. I consider him a good friend, actually. A little hot-headed, but that serves us well in times like these.
You have that right. Sir Jaren is, in fact, my younger brother, as is our, Sir Rickard, you might recall, squired under your cousin.
Oh, no, I'm not.
Or not Sir
I wasn't...
Rickard, rather.
No, yes, Rickard. No, I don't think I did know that. I think I was away at the time, but I'm sad I didn't get a chance to meet him. And Perin does know these things. He's lying. He's lying right now.
Plain dumb.
Well, there may be an opportunity one day. He's never found. We hope that there's simply a ransom and they've struggled to find the right house to call for it. Or at least those with optimism in my family say such.
I see. Well, for what it's worth, I'm rooting for him as well. And should you ever want a favor done or something of the like, I'd be happy to volunteer myself. My family's no humble creek, but, well, I think we come from good stock.
That would be quite nice.
Wonderful. Well, I'll excuse you too, and I'll make sure that my aunt is in touch with whoever your steward is, and we can arrange a visit sometime. Soon, hopefully. I would like to see Branwen when I can.
Indeed. Listen, are you friends with Sir Edrich of Winterbourne Stoke?
I am, yes.
I think it best the daughter that was proven not him by the duel that never happened, Sir Gortrix. I'd like to propose that there's still an opportunity here. One that would allow for the child to be raised right.
I see. Well, as I understand it, I think Sir Gortrix would be very happy with that arrangement.
Perhaps you and I can work together on something that would suit him well. I know not the boy.
I'd be delighted to, Jareth. I think that we'd make a very fine team in such a matter.
I look forward to the opportunity then. I should return to my lady love. And
of course.
She is putting on, I think the other thing with your intrigue roll, I'll give this to you too. Lady Lilia, who you only briefly were familiar with. Actually, you were there for that, Perin. You were there for that.
I was.
Yeah, you were squiring with Goratrix.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You remember her. She is putting on the fakest, nicest presentation you've ever seen.
Oh, don't worry. That makes three of us.
Yeah. And she's really skilled at it, seeing it here. She's really skilled at faking it. So
delightful. Well, I'll leave you two then. And he'll bow slightly and make his way out. Immediately to Edrich.
Okay, I'll give you guys a couple minutes here and then we'll continue on.
I'll keep it brief, hopefully.
Yeah.
Hey, Edrich, can I speak to you for a moment?
Of course, the king's being weird and the prince is being weirder. But,
What?
how can I help? You see how he keeps on looking at the door? He's waiting for someone. Someone he doesn't like. Or someone he'd like to stab. Hopefully that doesn't mean a battle. I didn't bring my armor. But yes, how can I help? Have an eel pasty.
Wow, that was so much to drop on me right now.
It's fine.
Does the name Sir Jareth of Humble Creek Manors mean anything to you?
Yes, I'm familiar. He was originally of Newton Manor. I squired with his uncle. He is the source of a number of rumors slandering my good name. And, well...
What?
Oh, one of the main proliferators of, let's say, untoward reasons I was dragged from the battlefield. Or so says Lady Violet. I trust her judgment. Did you have a conversation with him?
Yes. Apparently he wishes to arrange for Gortrix to be able to raise the child fairly, quote unquote. And
He wishes to reopen the case that was closed definitively. He is a schemer, but he is very blatant.
I could tell something about... Well, apparently, the woman I've been courting, Lady Bronwyn, she's alive and safe.
Congratulations. That's
and
good news.
Under his care. In fact,
That's bad news.
I think technically he's her lord now.
Troublesome. So
And
he's got leverage.
Not only does he have leverage, but he recognized me before I did him, and he knew that I was unaware of her status among the living, and he knew that I was looking for her, and he didn't tell me until I approached him.
He's a snake. I'd pay him as much mind as you would a snake. Watch out for its venom, but otherwise... He's unlikely to come up very much. For me! For you, who's betrothed... for the lady that you're courting, that might be more troublesome. Should you need anything, I can offer my assistance, though I'm not quite certain what designs you might have.
I think I'll write to Gortrix and Dallin on the matter as well, see what their opinion is. Right now, my advantage is that he doesn't know me. So perhaps, if I play myself to be more easily manipulated, I might be able to turn the tables on him at some point when it's vital.
Good plan. I like the way your mind works. However, Gortrix is up there if you want to somehow sway him to throw Sir Jareth out. I'm sure he wouldn't mind.
I actually think that I'd like Gortrix to stay unattended tonight, just in case. And he glances to Uther and then glances to the door.
I heard Uther for a minute, and I love that name. Like, we need to have
Uther.
Uther.
Hello, it's Uther.
Yeah.
I am King Uther, son of Uther.
Just to move us along, guys, I'm gonna push us into the next round.
Yeah,
I'm good.
With Siagris. Back to Siagris at the top. So something Gary might not be aware of too is there's an option you can do that's like impressing the host. You can make like a temperament or the opposite, indulgent. Either of those can, if you're critical, they can draw the attention of the host. But in general, it's like largely like it's a way of being a great host at a great guest at a party. Yeah, you're either making sure you're holding out, so you're giving food to everybody, or you're being indulgent and showing everyone what it's like to have a good party. You know.
I think he'll consider doing that next, but right now, what he wants to do is he's going to go on about kind of elicit questions to himself, and then start speaking about, yes, I understand all your troubles of the Saxons. Part of the reason they keep on invading these shores is Clovis, as you might know him, keeps the lands that I once administered for Rome free for them to raid and come over the channel into your lands. Hundreds, thousands, I'm certain. It will only increase in years to come. But if I could somehow re-secure this land, we could stop the tide there. We could prevent more Saxons from arriving at your shores as well. Ally there will be an ally for you for years to come. And he's just going to kind of say that to the various knights and noble lords.
Yeah. I think it'd be interesting to... Actually, Madoc left above the salt. Yeah, the noble lords are listening in. And even though I have Violet and Brassius are probably here listening in as well. They're probably high, maybe not above the salt. They're probably near the salt as well. So it's mostly the lords that you're speaking with. Why don't you give me an intrigue roll here?
The king, of course, as well. I'm sure he speaks loud enough that the king can overhear this.
Yeah. Actually, Gary, you can show us on your sheet something that comes from the Roman culture. I think it's called law.
Yes. Ooh. Yes, it is. Yeah. Thomas, do I add anything to this, genealogy-wise?
Yes.
You may add a +4.
Yeah, there you go. I think that picks up, like, a lot of the nobles are like, that makes good sense. If we had an ally with an army on the mainland, we would be able to stop them from constantly reinforcing.
Exactly. As well as continuing to spread the will of Christ.
Of course. Awesome.
They practice it, but in different ways.
That's great. We'll jump from there. I think that works perfectly. A couple of the dukes are present. Ulfius is not here yet. We're gonna go.
Yet I was right.
Right. We're gonna go to Sir Florence.
All right. I think, interestingly enough, in contrast to the Praetor, Sir Florence is also speaking of the same topic, except among those near the salt. Generally, the more knightish kind of people, less the lords, more the kind of, the warriors and fighters and those who serve their lord. Again, drumming up support for this idea of fighting against the Franks and comparing them to the Saxons and going over similar to points that I think Sagrius would, but focusing it a little bit more on like the knights and the kind of level he's on. This idea of fighting against the evils and such.
Perfect. Why don't you test me an intrigue roll?
I would like to add a +10 to this.
Yes, which will bring you up to a +15.
Damn.
Let's go.
Oh, not a crit. But it seems to be going well. I think the knights and folks above the salt or near the salt rather, seem to be nodding their head and saying it would make sense. We fight this battle alone without allies. If we were to give the Saxons further threats, then the island wouldn't be their focus, would it? It couldn't be. But with that, Madoc, who's in earshot, kind of comes up and he says, "You say that, Sir Florence, but I can't help but wonder how much attention we might give away to this Roman that could be funding the battle to drive these very Saxons away from us. I caution you to consider such a thing. This is our island and our battle."
Well, I do understand your caution, Prince Madoc. It is important to remember that we also face the Saxons on a more global scale. They are a threat to all of us, to all of Christendom. Would it not make sense to join with our allies in faith? And as well in history.
I don't have a good feeling about it, is all he manages to drum up. And then he kind of says, "Excuse me, Sir Florence," and he kind of moves on.
Prince Madoc. Kind of nod.
You do get your 1 geniality for the intrigue plus your 1 for the near the soul, though. So,
And I get to take in.
yeah. It's funny how different the relationship is with Madoc and these knights versus...
Really
the
is.
last guy, yeah.
Yeah.
He don't know
bad for my
us.
boy.
All of his friends moved away and are dead.
Well, one's still here.
Like Gortrix is right there.
That's true. Gortrix is around constantly.
Yeah.
Gortrix is swooping as much as Edrich is.
We're
A
gonna
Winterbourne Stoke swoop. Yeah.
go to Sir Jaren.
I think we're gonna do cards again for this round. He's drinking more and more as the night goes on, though. It might affect him here soon.
Okay. Fairy tales and a serving girl flirts.
In direct contrast to what just happened.
Well, fairy tales. Several ladies ask you to tell them something about fairies.
Oh, it's
Oh.
going worse for Jaren.
Yeah, Jaren might just outright say, "Yeah, he's killing some fairies the other day." He's not.
Murdered 2 in the same day. They are nothing.
Yeah, let's do the fairy tales because he's not gonna flirt back with the serving girl.
Okay.
So what do I got to do? Fairy lore. Perfect. He's gonna be really good at this.
If you add geniality, then you can get a +4 to this.
Oh, that would make his chances much better. But no.
Okay, so there's no actual failing point here, right? This is just a matter of the comment and conversation. Do you want to add any flavor to that?
Yeah. So Jaren with his mug of wine will be telling something like, "Yes, and there I was, yet again on more patrol duty through the woods. And this time, surrounded we were, instantly, by these little creatures. Fairies, I think many call them, but had these giant mouths with teeth. Big teeth for such little things. But they were no match for the sword. Sword of a knight. And as he looks around at the horrified faces of they probably weren't expecting him to start killing fairies when he
Right.
We met them and
They may look strange, but they bleed like men.
Yeah. Some call them
Everything
Saxons.
They bleed once.
Yeah.
My favorite part of every Pendragon session was when Mark says something scary in a scary tone of voice. It makes me so happy.
Awesome. All right, we're gonna go to Edrich now.
Absolutely. We've still got time, so I'm gonna draw another card because I like cards.
Okay, do it.
Woo. Okay, a lady departs. Oh no. Okay, a lady is preparing to leave the feast, and you may escort her to her chambers. Roll courtesy. If I succeed, the lady thanks me for my kindness, and I gain a singular glory. On a critical success, I may roll lustful versus her chaste. Oh boy.
We are the
On
hot boy
success,
knights.
I depart with her, and roll on childbirth this winter phase. All right, I'm hoping for a success.
Ah, boy.
We don't have an Edward in this group to tell us about the moral ramifications of bastards. So
Having a bastard.
Yeah.
I just don't want
Anything,
one.
it's in our favor to have as many bastards as possible.
It is. It really is. That's why Goratrix has to have some. All right. I would like to. I would like to roll courtesy. Now here's the question, guys. Do
Do
I
I-
invoke a passion?
I mean, there's kind of two ways to say this: is what's the smart thing to do, and what I want you to do.
What I want to do is entirely the dumb thing. I'm gonna roll hospitality, and I just don't want to fumble. Come on. Success.
All right.
Now, hospitality is one of my weaker things because I went insane last time I rolled it.
And don't forget your geniality
so-
as well.
Mm-hmm.
I shall not. Okay, so that is plus 10. My courtesy is not great. So with the plus 10, I just have a better than even chance. Come on. Ah, still a
Oh.
failure.
Oh
Uh,
man.
That's right.
That said, I don't quite succeed. So I imagine there's nothing for failure, and I still get the geniality as mentioned in the card. So what I imagine it's less like a courtly escorting. Like, of course, my lady, let me take you to your chambers. Are you expecting trouble? All right, let's go. I'll keep a lookout for any threats.
What was that? What was in the shadow?
Check all the
no,
corners.
It was just a curtain.
Yeah,
Hang on.
It's
Right.
it's more specifically like Edrich being a quasi bodyguard than it is like him escorting a lady to her chambers in a knightly fashion.
Actually, yeah. Maybe this was Lady Fleor then. That would make sense to me.
Yeah, I could do that.
Oh, thank God. Thank God you failed.
Well, it would have been somewhat more interesting. Okay.
Can you imagine? So, Perin, I have news.
No, do not even. Don't go down this road with me, even in theoreticals.
The news is you'll have a new cousin, and but yes, I imagine it's basically that. Edrich taking things like a little too seriously and going, well, if you asked someone to escort you, you're obviously expecting something, so I guess I'm on edge too.
All right.
Um,
We're
Yes.
gonna go to Sir Perin for the final action of this round.
All right, so for round 3, we're halfway through. I would like to return to my mission of Jester Scouting. I would like to gather more information. I want to make this. I want to fucking steamroll this Jester. I want to get all of his patterns, what his favorite jokes are, what his favorite rhyming schemes are. I want to know it all, man.
You're really closing in on
Yeah.
this. All right.
I'm going to destroy this man, and I want him to be my friend for it.
Okay.
Like, is this a hunting role? You hunting him down?
I'm hunting this
No,
man.
I think this is your guy. I think it's intrigue to continue to get as much as you can on him.
Yeah, I've only made intrigue rolls this feast, which means I've only ticked one thing, but you know what? It's worth it. Mr. Thomas, what's my geniality out again?
Oh,
I left, but I'm back.
Oh,
Your
no!
geniality is currently at 2. That can't be right.
Should be higher than that.
Because it's round 3. I succeeded at 2 intrigue
Yes, you
rolls, and I'm
succeeded
near
on
the
the
salt.
intrigue roll last
Yeah,
time.
4
and
then,
you're
right?
assault. I believe you're at 4 now. Sorry about that.
No worries. Bada boom!
all right.
All right, I do not need to handle this. I don't need to have a scene for this, but
Okay.
that's the vibe. I'm preparing. These are gonna give me bonuses, and I'm gonna end his jester existence.
You will
I'm
bring
obsessed with him.
low.
He will be my friend because I've destroyed everything that he is.
Odd way, friends.
Yeah, exactly.
So as we move to the end of this round, in enters Merlin, and the king's eyes kind of go wide, like almost like a madness takes him. He's got a big smile on his face that he's trying to hold back. And the thing about Uther's smile is it's probably more scary than his straight face. Like, it's just, when you see that a guy who doesn't smile, it's worrisome. Thanks.
He doesn't quite know how to move his face
Yeah,
right.
Yeah. He looks like he's gonna kill you, actually, in the process. Merlin's arrival, the whole place just erupts in gossip as everyone turns to their left or their right.
Edrich will raise a mug at him, but not say anything. He's curious, though.
There's a lot of curiousness. There's a lot of whenever he has arrived, it seems like he brings with him there can be good and ill tidings, but nothing is ever the same once he arrives. It's like something always changes, better or worse. He approaches.
Merlin is not welcome here, my lord. He brings ill tidings.
He's walking with his walking stick, and it's just clinking because even though there's this row of gossip, it's whispers, right? And it's silent. And the king says, "We welcome Merlin, the magician." With that, he looks to Merlin. And he says, "And now and forevermore, a guest of my court. He shall be welcomed and seated amongst those most noble." With that, Merlin steps forward and he says, "That's wonderful, yes. But Uther," he doesn't address him as king, "I have a question for you. Have you done what I've asked?" And Uther in turn, so I'm getting a little bit of feedback, and I think that might be coming through to the stream, so I'm not sure if where it's coming from. But
I'm not hearing anything.
Oh, that's good. But my voice was feeding back into my ear. So yeah, it's definitely happening. I don't know. Can I just get you guys to maybe mute for a sec, just so I get through this little piece, and we'll go from there. So with that, Merlin says, "Have you done what I've asked?" And Uther grimaces almost. He says, "I have. I've done exactly as you've ordered or demanded, your ransom, whatever it be." And Merlin smiles. He says, good, yes. Then now is the time." He's like, "Uther, now is the right time." And Uther smiles, and he unsheaths the blade. And you can tell, from that interaction, he has not done that yet. He looks eager, like a kid at Christmas, waiting to open up the gift that they hope to have. So as he brings out the Sword of Victory, Excalibur, it lights up the room, not in a flaming way or anything of the sort, just in almost like a glow to it as it comes out. There's a shimmering to it that's almost otherworldly. All of you are immediately impassioned with a +10. And Merlin adds, "Behold, the Sword of Victory, forged when the world was young." And everyone looks, and I think it's captivated everyone's eye, whether you want to be impressed or not. It's just impressive. For many of you, I'm going to go ahead and give you a folklore test. You may add 10 to the roll, please.
Do I add my existing passion, or is it replaced?
It is replaced by +10.
Success.
More than fair.
I was still muted. Our geniality as well?
No, not for this one.
Not to get greedy, but I just wanted to double check.
Yeah, not for this one.
Hell yes.
Okay, that actually makes a lot of sense, because one, Jaren doesn't pay attention to story tales a lot.
No.
And Siagris isn't from here, but the three are 3-player knights.
0 in folklore.
Right, exactly. Our player knights, the Sword of Victory is something prophesized, and it's linked directly to the High King. it's a story of legend that the High King will hold the Sword of Victory, and with it he'll claim all of the island. And I think that sets in. So I know you've heard it, and you've even heard it referred to that way. And we did play on its significance prior, but I think it's setting in now. As you know, I think what this might represent is the three of you don't know it. You didn't know it, but now you do. This inspiration has carried you into a place of success. Couldn't it all be anything to do with Merlin's magic? For sure. Definitely not anything to do with that.
Of course not. Definitely not.
It's the thing of God.
Can Edrich do something?
Yes, of course.
Edrich would like to raise his mug up and say, "Hail, Uther, future High King."
Hail Uther.
Yeah, I think that definitely generates a response, and I'll give you Edrich. You can have 10 glory for that, not geniality, but glory.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there is a raise of the glass. Everyone here is a big proponent. Why don't you test intrigue for me, folks? You might catch one thing.
Oh, absolutely.
Aha.
Absolutely, we're doing intrigue with our +10.
Yes.
Intrigue with our more.
Oh, it's the first time Jaren has ever gotten an intrigue.
No way. I rolled
Oh,
a
gosh.
1. That's
Yeah.
so upsetting.
That's rough.
So I think Edrich, you're the most to notice this, and it would make sense with you folks in your recent travels over to Cornwall. Brassius is perhaps the only one that doesn't quite know what to do with the raise of the future High King, and he does his best to like keep the glass high without raising it. Yeah, he just keeps it here, right?
That is very understandable. But Edrich does note that. And his eyes track from the people around him just to that sworn knight of Duke Ulfius. Before just turning
Duke
back to the
Gorlois.
sword. Gorlois, sorry.
Yeah.
Wrong guy.
Okay. Yep.
The sword.
Yep. Yeah. So with
It's
that,
the same guy.
we're on to the next round. We're gonna plow through these ones. There's not a lot of time for descriptions here for the next couple rounds, but I do want to allow for the rolls and like to see what kind of cool events might come up. So we'll try to keep it to like 10 minutes a pop, and then we can close it off here. So
Absolutely.
all right. I just don't want to keep our EST folks any later than it already is. So let's start with Siagris at the top of the round.
I think at this point, Siagris is a little awestruck by the unveiling of the sword and this strange magician Merlin. I think he's gonna go with the attempt at temper it, just to be a good guest for the moment, kind of let the conversation drift and move beyond that. He doesn't wish to intercede at this point.
All right, sounds good. So you're kind of making sure people around you have better access to wine and food, maybe like, talking about how great it tastes. Like, what was the third thing? Was that the pasties? Was that round 3 of the feast? It doesn't matter. Fritters.
Round 3 was the herb fritters, yes. So delicious they sound.
Mm. All right, you can test either you're going to temperate route. You can test temperate. You can add your geniality to that.
What is my current geniality?
Your current geniality is 7.
Ooh,
Very nice.
Awesome.
almost.
All right, so this seems to be going well. It doesn't draw the attention of Uther, but those around you. I think you're making friends in the high parts of Logos with this. Not that you haven't already been doing a good job of that on your journey, but here's a great place to do it. And what you're starting to put together is Count Roderick is the most powerful not Duke in all of Logos. So, all right, we're gonna go on to Florence.
Gonna draw my fuck me up card.
Let's see it.
Yeah.
King of the Bean.
King of the Bean!
Yeah.
King of the Bean. All right. You were selected to be the lead character for this piece. Disguising. King of the Bean.
Cupid's cherub or the Great White
Great
Stag.
White Stag. Gain 10 glory and plus 3 genealogy.
Any thoughts about what this one might be? I think it'd be hilarious if it was Cupid's cherub.
I think that fits too well.
Yeah. Yeah. It would mean why they chose you, for sure.
Oh, definitely.
All right. So you just get the 10 glory and plus 3 geniality as long as you keep it, right?
Out of curiosity, is he like... Is it basically like Florence disappears a bit and then comes back basically dressed in a white toga?
Yeah, I think so. And you maybe got like a little like fake like do you have like fake cherub wings and like a little bow of some sort or something? Like a little toy bow.
Right, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, that's great. And then I think your role with this is you're almost like, you know, when you go to like if you went to Universal Studio or whatever, the actors there and being like that, you're in character all the time, intended to go around and eavesdrop on people and maybe make a quip or a chirp. With the Cupid's cherub, I think you are looking for potential matchmaking opportunities. You're given the okay because you're a costume to go like bug people about their relationship situation. I should note too that
Florence,
just for purposes, the Baroness is back and she will sit next to the Praetor again. Like she's not bothered by him. She's good at courtesy and composure. Jaren, you are up.
All right. Is the second to last round?
Second to last round.
All right. Doing cards for this one.
Card City.
Mucho cards. Host passes by. Or Christian virtue. Oh. Let's not do Christian virtue. That doesn't sound like Jaren at all.
It doesn't have to.
I guess.
I had a trail of monks following me around for the better part of a month. I still don't know why.
No. Host passes by because Jaren needs to talk about his dislike of guard duty.
Yes.
What is your highest passion?
Love of family at this point.
Okay.
So let me roll that. Oh, I do bonus. How much bonus?
I don't know if geniality would add to it.
Oh, okay, that's fine.
technically you are impassioned, so you would have a +10.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't add
Passion
10.
rolls add to passions?
Passion to passion.
Because he's testing it here versus he's not trying to.
Oh.
Yeah. So yeah, it would have been a 29 then.
It would have been a crit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, all right. So that's a critical for you. So this is a talk of family, right?
Yeah. So basically, of talking about getting out, like the guard duty is not meant for him. He should be on the Saxon shore, taking back our lands and that of his perhaps his older brother.
Oh, that would be interesting, right? Like you tie in the whole love. It's like Jarrett's out there losing lands, and I can't help him. I'm here doing guard duty,
Right.
And it's not done in a bitchy way, I think. And maybe it's Count Roderick that's listening. He's like, He's like, he with a critical success. Not only him but the others are impressed with your devotion to your brother, because it's like, you know, fighting at the Saxon shore right now is super dangerous, right? So someone volunteering or wanting or desiring that impresses people at the table. And Roderick even says, "Noted. I'll talk to you, lad."
Thank you, my lord.
said, I heard that Madoc was actually planning something.
Oh, is that so? Well, I hope I can come along as well if there is going to be attempts to take back the land that we've lost.
Awesome. All right, so we'll close that. And Jaren, you notice a knight across that you're not familiar with? Actually, you can test like heraldry real quick. You are impassioned, so you might succeed. But we're gonna move on to Edrich while you're testing that, and I'll give you that at the end of the round.
All right.
Alrighty. Edrich would like to make an intrigue roll in relation to Saxon operations within Salisbury, and specifically if there were any Saxons of note that might have been noted, hypothetically.
Gotcha.
Wow.
Yep. Give me an intrigue roll.
Absolutely. I don't know if I can get lower than a 20. Hold on. Let's see. Nope. That is a critical.
All right. Yeah, so I think what this might look like is maybe Sir... who would this be? Let's say it's...
Someone related to combat, maybe.
Yeah, Meg, I think, is who's going to be... Or no, a lad.
Yeah.
It's going to be a lad. He's a marshal. Right?
Yeah.
He mentioned, other than your report, of course, of the Saxon raids, there were others. He says he understands that Silchester was also raided, as was Thamesmouth. So it looks like they just kind of went and broke, like... You'll get those deep raids that they do, and right now there's people from the north and the south. Like Thamesmouth is completely surrounded by Saxons right now, right? So
Yeah.
the ability for the Saxons to raid from this position is extremely high, and it keeps you guys from bringing the fight to them. That's the other thing, right?
Incredibly so.
They harry you guys, then it's unlikely you guys will be able to quickly mobilize an army and do something about it.
Mobility is something they excel at.
It can
One of
also
the
test
ones we
defenses.
killed- Oh, yes. One of the ones we killed were one of the ones that held me captive. So I'm wondering just how far they're moving.
He also mentions that there was like one thing you'd pick up on is that there was a woman leader, but there wasn't any details. Yeah.
I see. Impassioned and perhaps hoping that everyone else is distracted by the sword of victory, Edrich just goes, interesting.
All right.
This was in which area, hypothetically?
Yeah, and you get that information. It's like it's actually closer to like Camelot Forest region versus where you guys were up in Shoot. And actually, he would say Sir Alban was there. Perhaps you could get more information from him.
Alban. I understand.
He was
Thank
one of the
you.
ones at the horse race with you guys.
Yeah, I remember him.
Yeah. Okay. So moving on to Sir Perin for the closure of this round.
Interesting. Okay. Most of my objectives are pretty done. What's going on with that sword of victory? Baroness is back, yeah?
Yeah, she's back.
Okay. Unfortunately, I'm gonna fucking roll another intrigue.
Okay.
I would like to speak to her, and get her opinion on two things. Like to get her opinion on Sir Jaren, because I believe he was underneath her in Humble Creek, right? Because her kid was Duke of the Saxon Shores, right?
It was
Her nephew. Yeah. I'd like to talk to her and then about that, and then I'd also like to get her thoughts on this whole Uther Merlin Sword of Victory thing. Yeah.
Okay.
Cool. All right. So my do I still have the bonus? Sorry, do I still have the bonus for the Sword of Victory?
Yep.
Cool. And then I still have geniality as well.
You bet.
Okay, so I'm at 6 now, right, Thomas? Is that correct? Sorry, it's hard for me to switch tabs.
Yes, you are. Every time I try to update yours, it doesn't. Okay, there we go.
There we go. Okay, cool. 6.
Number beast.
Oh, that Sword of Victory is going to make me destroy that jester. Just you wait.
It absolutely is. No, he'll be impassioned too. Oh yeah.
That is
Oh, yeah.
a critical intrigue here.
Okay. So let's start with what are the keys you're after? So what would you like to know out of this? Like, what's your higher...
Specifically, I'd like to know her opinion on Jareth. Jareth.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'd also like to see if she has ideas for Florence, Edrich, and myself to potentially be like symbols for the Sword of Victory, you know, like ways to put us in a more advantageous position for the benefit of all, not just for us, you know.
Okay, interesting.
Going to a cynical political power player and going, idealism. How would I do that?
Hey, you gotta get both ends in there, you know.
Okay,
so
I bet you'd like
teamwork.
Starting with the first point, you get the impression from her that she considers Jareth a strong political opponent. And that would be, you get the impression from her that anyone playing in politics is an opponent. When she uses that word or phrasing, that means anyone in politics, not anyone who's savvy in politics means they could be a threat if they're not a direct ally. But overall, she seems to see him as like relatively honorable. And he's done a lot for his house and his family. Those are the pieces at the high level. She also mentions an ongoing feud and his propensity to dip his fingers into things that seem to plague de Winterbourne Stoke for some reason. Yeah.
Very strange.
And a history with Idmiston, but that seems to be not really. One, she doesn't care about Edward, like something to do with a bastard. Yeah. So.
Perin will lightly suggest that there's a good chance that animosity is carried over, and if she wanted some assistance from somebody who would be willing to like be an inside man kind of vibe with Jareth, that Perin could fill that role, and I can talk to you afterwards about what I'm thinking with that. It doesn't need to happen now.
Okay.
Also, what's your thoughts on the whole Sword of Victory thing? You think that would be a smart move? Is like, platforming off of that and helping unite people,
Right. I think it's one of those things too. So you go to like ask her about that, and she says, "Well, the proper way to do that is," and then Lady Violet, like it just happens to be there by bad circumstance, and the two of them start talking, and the Baroness is like, "Oh, you'll have to excuse me, Sir Perin.
Another time."
Yeah, it's one of those. All right, so Sir Jaren, you recognize heraldry somewhere further to like the northwest of Salisbury. There's someone like glancing at you every once in a while. You're like, I think you can read it and tell at least enough that he's not looking for a fight, which would be your instinct. It's like, oh, is that somebody that wants a duel? Yeah.
I got my sword right outside.
Someone else coming for the belt? Is that what they want? Yeah. Because now that you're the best swordsman, people find ways to challenge you, just to spite you, right? So, could be that.
Good.
So we're gonna move into the final round of the feast.
Hell yeah!
Round
Praetor Siagris.
I'm gonna run to the bathroom real fast. go ahead and continue.
At this stage, I imagine Imperator is going to try to address the king directly, as well as the High Lords, and call upon his honor and noble duty as he has unveiled this sort of victory to press back the advances of barbarism and restore the order and civility that the empire and its tributaries have created over the centuries.
And that was targeted at who? Who was that? Torrance?
The king himself.
Okay. Yeah, that's interesting. He did invite you up there, and he hasn't talked to you yet. So.
Yep.
Yeah.
So he will seek to appeal to the king's sense of honor and duty to lend aid to the last bastions of Roman civilization on the continent.
Go ahead
what
and
would
give
I?
me... That's intrigue for sure.
And what are my current things being added to that?
You were at what?
You have a plus 20 with the passion.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, and
You got this.
And that temperate thing I did before, did that do anything or no?
It appeased, like, it, not directly, no. It gave you a +1 geniality is what it did, yeah.
I got a critical.
Yeah, wow, who'd have thought?
What a surprise.
So...
Okay.
Yeah, so with this, the king listens to you and he nods and he says, yes, all our enemies. All of them. Yes. First from within. But there's nothing... I want you to know I've been working on our fleet. Siagris, I cannot tell what the future holds. But I must say this. If I'm not redirected by some new surprise by the Saxons, it is my intention to bring my armies to the mainland.
And of course, if you cannot go yourself, certainly your son could earn further stripes and honor in your name, leading your forces on your behalf.
I'll nod to that. Seems to resonate with him. I have not been given Madoc the chance to test his resolve as a leader. He's only had the opportunity recently in raids, but a proper campaign would be something. I think it's what the boy needs to truly step into a role of leadership as my heir. Yes, this is a good idea. And this is a conversation, unless you're above the salt, you ain't hearing this. Like, you can see these two, but you're not hearing it, kind of thing. So just that note. Awesome. And you get one more geniality for that, and I think we're starting to see Siagris has secured something significant there. The intrigue roll also suggests from within, Siagris, you know the history of Cornwall and Uther. There is an alarming point there that you maybe pick up on that might suggest that he sees that as his biggest risk. Like dissension from within. And you know this is someone that specifically has, by rumor, has notoriously not shown up to the musters.
Yeah. Which is why you slipped in that you don't have to go yourself.
Yeah. Awesome. All right, we're going to go to Florence for the final round.
All right, I think Florence has arrived on the scene. His golden hair kind of flowing in the strange breeze that just follows him for some reason. Dressed in the white toga. He's got like a laurel wreath on his head that no one really knows where the fuck he got it from. And he's just gonna go around playing the puckish rogue, trying to push, specifically pushing some of the younger knights that do not have those they are courting or wives or anything like that, and basically push them to get involved with the lady. In a way, also furthering the goals of Count Roderick, and mostly just, if anything, I would say teaching his fellow knights how to pick up chick.
Okay. Is there anyone here that you would target? Like, we got some PCs, some NPCs.
That's
Anyone?
true. There's specific ones I'd want to focus on is like Alban, Smiley motherfucker over here.
Yeah.
The ones that he's actually hung out with. And
Yeah.
also, a funny thing I think Florence would do, because he thinks he's doing the right thing, he's going to try and set Sir Edrich up with someone.
Oh, interesting. Yeah.
I just imagine a moment where you approach him like in all your finery, and Edrich looks up, eating some of the herb fritters, and go, "I would rather eat my own boot." Sir Florence.
Already.
I understand that. However, counter, this is Lady. He just steps out of the way to reveal someone standing behind him.
It's
Yes.
fair, but have you met? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I love that, and we'll give her a name, and then we'll move on to Jaren at this point. Jaren, anything you wanted to do with the closure? Did you want to pull another card? Do you want to look into that person staring at you?
Yeah, when Florence walked by, Sir Jaren was sure to stab a slice of meat really hard with a knife, to make sure he kept walking.
Okay.
But yes, Sir Jaren is curious as to who that person is. They haven't came up and like challenged him or anything, which is what he's expecting.
Right.
So he's going to walk up.
Okay. I like it.
Does he doesn't recognize him?
Give me a recognize roll. Maybe you do now that you're a little bit closer.
Oh, he looks like it.
Okay. Yeah, you know this one.
Could have added your geniality, I imagine.
So wouldn't it change
But
the
it
outcome?
doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
And I guess I'll give you an intrigue roll just off the bat, because that's kind of your action, what you're doing here, right? Closest thing.
Yeah, so I guess I had 20.
Yeah, so whatever, you don't have to roll then. You just succeed. Yeah. Oh, actually, I guess you could crit. You probably already have intrigue tick because you got a success earlier, didn't you? If not, you can tick it now.
Oh, right.
Strangely enough.
Yeah, it's very odd.
All right. So you have this knight. You recognize him actually. He's a knight from Milkford. His name is Sir Loof.
Oh, indeed.
Oh, Milkford, okay.
Yeah, the 100 of Milkford in the county of Salisbury.
So, Sir Jaren walks up and he starts to smile, and says, "Well, isn't it the hunter of Milkford, Sir Loof? Have any good hunts lately?"
I have, actually. Though I must admit, I've been spending most of my time out of Salisbury. Do you remember campaigning in Summerland, rather?
Yes, I remember. Well, there's quite some excitement there. You having some more there, then?
Indeed. Actually, you had a brother that went missing there, yes?
And
Forgive me for being so forward.
Jaren's smile fades a bit. Yes, my younger brother, Rickert. He has been lost for some time. I've searched for him for a while, but haven't had any luck.
I see. What awful news. I have a great many friends in Summerland. Perhaps I can help you look. if that is something you might be interested in. I could certainly put a feeler out. Perhaps there's someone. Well, I know that many knights went missing. Some were found to be held ransom or captive. Perhaps for one reason or another, they have not reached out yet to your house.
Jaren, his brow narrows a bit.
Yeah.
As he's quite defensive over his family. You brought up my brother's name, specifically. Do you know anything about his whereabouts now? Any hints?
Well, it's just that I would absolutely hate to insinuate or start something, but I don't know many Rickarks. But I have met one recently.
You've met one recently in Summerland?
He nods.
And Jaren, his eyes kind of go wide with a bit of hope. That's the first bit of good news I've heard. I mean, if it is my Rickirk, you're right, there aren't many Rickarks. It is a unique name. Yes. I would really like to hear anything you have, or anything you know about where he is. He's been lost for so long. I'm surprised if he's there, he hasn't made his way back.
Well, he's currently... The Rickirk I met is a boy, perhaps 17 or 18. He's in a place known as Briarcrest. I said Briarcrest. Oops. Help me out. Wow. I am... it's getting late. I can tell that.
Oh, buddy.
Yeah. Barrowcrest. Thank you. That clicked after a second. A place known as Barrowcrest. The lady there is very reasonable. But she does keep strange company.
Jaren nods, not altogether perturbed by whoever is there. All he knows is Rickirk is there, and so not to, unless you want to take up more time. He will say, "Come, sit, please, Sir Luf. I need to know more. My brother's been lost, and I will get him back if he can't get back himself."
Hey, welcome. Thanks for the raid. Nice to meet you, Taco Lab. So the only thing I'll add for you there, Jaren, is that the one thing that doesn't resonate is he says you met your brother and he looks 17 or 18. You're like, well, we must not have grown since 483, which was, what, 4 years ago?
Yeah, that's a bit odd, but he's desperate to get his brother back. So.
Exactly. All right, and yeah, he seems like a nice enough guy. Like, he gives you the details about how to get there. He definitely suggests the dangers of it being a place close to some fairy trouble.
Oh.
Yeah.
You know what had to do it to him.
Yeah. And with that, I think we'll jump over to Edrich's final action for round 5 of the feast.
So I have a question, sort of a query. This Lady Melior, she wouldn't happen to be the same Lady Melior that is aunt to Lady Olwen, would she?
I don't I'm going to say very unlikely, so we're going to go with like 10% chance. So 10 or under, unlikely. It's her. Because she's...
Yeah.
It's a
the
hard no.
opposite it could be.
Yeah.
Got you.
Yeah, this is a youthful maiden, not a former wife, a widow. So
yeah. Well, without the strangeness of a 40-year-old asking him about his courtship prospects, Edrich may just draw a
Is it
card.
card time? Let's see it.
It may be just card time.
Yeah.
I don't want to waste a good impassion roll on this maiden. Oh no! No!
I think this is that thing. There's a. Oh, this would be great if this came from Mark because he's playing a little Cupid.
Yeah, I imagine basically that. He it was very nice to meet you, but I'm afraid that I'm just not looking for someone in that way right now. And then he turns his head and instantly he sees Sir Florence just pointing a servant girl towards him.
Yeah. And she's got a little toy Cupid's arrow because you're currently. What's your name? What's the name of your King of the Bean? And it's
King of the Bean.
Cupid's
King
cherub.
of that bean. He's the
Cupid's
king
cherub.
of the bean.
You know what he means.
Oh, hey! I guess we're the late night gang. Welcome.
Yes, welcome and hello.
Great to see you all. Great to meet you. Okay, so I guess you're testing. Can you even fail this with? Oh well, flirting's probably low, so there's a chance you'll fail this. Lucky you're
There's
inspired.
a chance I'll fail this. I'm higher at romance than I am at flirting. Do I add my geniality to this?
It is a courtly
yeah.
skill.
Yeah.
It is a courtly skill. Oh god. Okay, so
Can you fail? Are you under 20?
I can't fail.
Okay. So it's just a matter of. So you can't fumble.
But does he
I
crit?
just I just don't.
Oh
I
yeah.
Ah!
Oh,
Okay, thank
success.
God.
But
Technically, that was courtesy, not flirting. Just
Oh
saying.
no!
yeah.
It is the same. It is the
Okay.
same roll. I'm
For
sorry.
entertainment, I demand a
Shall I
reroll.
roll it again?
Yeah.
Okay,
I was-
let's do it.
I was
Let's
just
do
being
it.
a dick.
I know. Okay. Oh, wait,
you're
what?
fine.
Even what?
Wait, how's
Yeah,
that possible?
good.
It can't be
Yeah.
that low.
No, I rolled a 1 and it added a 2 because I added
my
19
God.
to my 3. I'm bad at flirting.
Oh yeah. Okay.
I'm
That's
bad
fine.
at flirting.
So
I'm good at romance.
I think as awkward as this is, you actually for the first time see Sir Edrich flirt on screen. It's not particularly impressive one way or the other. But it goes.
Congratulations, Raid. You're getting to see the good shit.
Well.
Your hair looks very nice and your waist looks very supportive.
No.
Would you like some alcohol?
Great
sounds like-
childbearing
that-
hips.
That sounds like a skill. That sounds like a skill of 3 right there for sure.
Yes.
Welcome to medieval Pendragon. Okay. So we're gonna go ahead
but
and.
yes, I add geniality and can check my flirting. Sorry, continue.
Yeah, no worries. I'm just gonna jump to Perin for the final action.
Parents' turn. We are on the final round, yes?
It's time. It's
Then
time.
it's
for that
time.
jester to
It's
know his
time.
fucking-
All right.
That-
Perin would like to publicly challenge the jester to a jest off in front of everybody in an attempt to impress the king. I want to see what he's made of. I want
Okay.
him to flyth me. We're gonna
so-
do a flyth.
So this is some sort of shared roast then. Roast.
Yeah,
roast battle.
I imagine
Yeah.
I imagine it's just a contest of wit. Like either they're having to make fun of each other while rhyming, or they're just continuously coming up with the best insults for each other, or they're just trying to talk to each other in a way that is one-upping each. Like it's polite, but they're having to one-up each other in terms of how clever it is. That's the vibe.
Okay. I'm gonna give him a 16 plus 1d4 just to see what his level's at, right?
He doesn't stand a
Nine-
chance.
19.
Oh, he's very good.
he might stand a chance.
He might stand a
be
chance.
I do
too,
like the
because
change
he's seen
from.
the sword of victory.
I
He
like
does.
the change from he doesn't stand a chance to oh fuck.
Oh,
he might stand a chance.
All right.
All right.
My question to
Gotta limber
Bob
up.
is this: would Liam have any additional advantages because of the research that he did into the jester beforehand?
I did 2 rounds of research on
Yes.
this. That's true. And I think one of them was a critical. I think.
The critical
It
was
would've
on
had to
the.
be-
sort
That's
of-
right. It was on the other one. That's
Yeah.
right. It's hard to keep track. All I do are intrigues.
I'm trying to think of a fair way because you're already pretty boosted. What do you got? So you've got plus 10 plus your
I mean,
geniality.
I put in the work.
Yeah,
I put in the work. I gave 2 rounds of this
Yeah.
feast to
But
that.
it is represented through your geniality too in those intrigue scores. So I'm
Yes,
just trying
that's
not to
fair.
double dip.
He
That's
did get
true.
that.
But I'm
Yeah.
okay with a little bit. I just don't want it to be like a hard, like absolute. What can we do? Why don't we just?
I'd be
double
fine with
that?
just 2.
Yeah, plus 2 works fine for me. Yeah.
I'll take just 2. It's
So
at
plus
every
2
edge
on
I
10
can get.
plus your geniality.
Yeah.
And, I mean, the only
All right.
So
way-
you got a plus. You've
Square
got a
up.
plus 20 to this. The jester, I imagine, has a plus 10 because of the Sword of Victory.
We're up for a clown off.
so
right?
It's gonna be a clown off.
we're up for a clown off.
All right. Now here's a very important question. What am I actually rolling?
Oh, that's good. Well, I haven't even
Orate.
thought about that.
It could be orate. I would make an argument for intrigue, but I am very biased for it. So that,
Yes, of course.
I guess compose and courtesy would both fall in, but that's really up to you, buddy.
Compose is making music.
Oh, it's not like making rhymes or poetry or anything like that.
No, I thought so
Hmm.
too, but that's why I put so much points into it. But it is orate that does that.
I see.
Okay, he's impassioned as well. Actually,
Well, guess
you know
what, buddy? Guess what, buddy?
Technically, he would be impassioned
yeah.
by the sword. Actually,
Yeah.
That's what I said. Already he's got
Yeah.
a plus 10 with the Sword
Yeah,
of Victory.
Okay, good. Okay. I was about to try to double passion his class.
Yeah.
All right. I want to see him roll first. Did we
Okay.
decide orate? Is that the one? Or I mean,
yeah, I think that's fair. Yeah, I
Intrigue
think-
is also cool. I mean, I like intrigue.
I think-
personally.
My highest battle knife.
I think
Sword,
orate
sword pretty
here.
good.
You know what? I
also-
would allow either because intrigue is like doing your homework. You could roll intrigue instead, but it'd normally be orate if you're on your feet. So you came to
Okay, I'm back in. This
Yeah.
clown's going down, guys.
You came to the
Let's
rap
go
battle
down.
with studied notes on what you're gonna say for your hooks.
Yeah.
but,
I
For-
did
you got-
research.
you,
He's
you
dead.
got previous bars. So he's
On the
rolling a
fourth, on the
D.
fifth,
He's
five,
rolling a
or six.
D20 plus 9 to this.
And I am rolling a d20 plus I think 22.
Yep, no, 20. Because it's 8
I have
plus
18
2 plus 10.
I have 18 geniality, or I have 8 geniality.
Yep.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Okay,
So
plus
he,
20.
He cannot beat you. I think is.
I did my homework. This
Yeah.
is the genius. This is the evil genius of Perin. He planned for
And
this.
That should have been a plus versus 20, not 19. But yeah, that works. He rolled a 2, so you're gonna crush him anyways. Like, let's see.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So Jaren's
You
definitely in the
know-
background
you
as the hype man because he needs to see this jester
Yeah.
crushed.
Okay, I'm
Just
gonna
to
see
crush
if he takes
You
this
know
personally.
the worst thing? You know the saddest thing? You rolled a 6. You rolled a 6 and you still got that crit.
So is he forgiving? Let's say.
Get hacked by the jester.
Yeah, he's pretty forgiving. I think what this represents is he's so interested in a laugh. To your surprise, even when you flame, he's one of the first to laugh. He's such a
Yes!
humble host.
This
he
is the
laughs.
optimal outcome.
Yeah, he laughs. He doesn't take it super personally, even though you hit him with something that should have absolutely been personal. And there's a pause when you first do it because like, oh, is this causing problems? And he just laughs. Like you get him really good. So
He's unbeatable.
Yes.
He's unbeatable.
But yeah,
Alright.
Kane the Jester, one of the stats that you rolled for him, it was 17 merciful, if 19 reckless. So he seems like the kind of person who definitely take this well.
all right,
I'm
what a
so
fun
happy. I'm so
what a fun
happy.
episode. The feast and the battle. I had a good time with this one. So
Mr. Bob, I hate
Yes.
to say it, but do I get glory for besting the jester, Uther's favorite jester, in front of him?
yeah, I'll give you an extra. I think because you critted, so you're gonna get an extra 20 right there. Actually.
Yes! They know me as the smart boy now.
They know you. Let me just put that under Glory Tracker.
All right.
Hell yeah.
So
it,
what were you gonna say?
nothing. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna close. So if you got anything you want to add, feel free before I start to wrap her up.
No, I'm good.
Okay. All right. We'll because we got raided, we'll pass on the raid. I know it gets late at night and there's less and less, so we'll pass it on to somebody here. While I'm looking that up, maybe we can start with our guests. We'll start with Gary. How was Pendragon? How did you enjoy yourself?
It was a lot of fun. I enjoyed it. I kind of wish I wasn't promoted to above the salt so I could have drawn one of those cards, but other than that, it's great.
That's fair.
Yeah.
There's always next time.
Yeah.
The cards are super fun. They're like one of my favorite parts about this game. Awesome. Well, it's been great to have you. Thanks for coming in and playing Siagris. It's much more interesting than just another NPC I've got. So.
Yep. It's a lot of fun.
And we'll go to our reoccurring guest of Sir Jaren, Zach.
Yeah, thank you for having me again. It's always a blast to jump into this world and into Sir Jaren and his strengths and many weaknesses that hopefully jesters don't point out all the time. He's gonna have to bring his sword to the feast now.
Right, bringing that sword to the feast. He's like, it's like, oh, that's a nice sword, the sword of victory. Right? He's like, I need to get that sword at some point.
Maybe
Excalibur, no big deal. I'll find it.
Yeah, I mean,
should be fine.
Easy peasy. Just increase pickpocketing to 100. Get anything.
That's fair. All right, we're gonna roll down the list here. I'll go last, so we can start with Thomas.
Hello. I have been Thomas. I will remain Thomas. But for now, I've been playing Sir Edrich of Winterbourne, Stoke, who's perfectly fine where he is relationship-wise, more or less. In any case, yes, I've enjoyed playing, and it's been a lot of fun. Even if Sir Jareth must be crushed beneath my heel. Newton Manor will feel this injury.
All right. That's Jarrett's not there to cause any problems. It should be fine. So
it's fine.
Everything's fine. Mark, you're up.
Oh, hi. I'm sorry I didn't see you there. I was just checking out our handy dandy Discord. By the way, did you know we have a Discord? Come check us out. You can see all kinds of cool stuff on there, like updates and announcements and whenever we're going live and special things we're doing. As well, shit posting. It's mostly shit posting.
Yeah, let's be honest.
Pretty much.
That's true.
Yeah, you can find the link to that on the Twitch as well as the YouTube channel. Other than that, I have been Mark playing Sir Edward of Idmiston. And stay tuned for further announcements in the future, as I have a few projects myself that I will be bringing towards the table, and you might be able to recognize some faces that are going to be within that project. So we'll see. All right. Yeah.
Awesome. And Liam.
Oh, I dare to call him foolish and stupid and dull. I dare to say he's got nothing in his skull. Hi, everybody. I've been Liam. I play Sir Perin of Durnford. I had a wonderful time tonight. Great feast, great guests, and very much looking forward to our next session. I want it to be Sunday. I want it to be Sunday. We play on Sundays.
I want it to be Saturday. That's not when we play. I know, but I've got these other plans.
I do have other plans on Saturday. I'm looking forward to it. I want to sleep.
Yeah. Speaking of sleep, I'm Bob, the GM. We'll close her down here pretty quick. My reference to sleep is I didn't sleep last night. I did sleep this morning. I found out that I had an opportunity to jump on another Pendragon stream with Eric Vulgaris and his two awesome players. Jim from WebDM is pretty popular, and Colin's an excellent player. Got to play Sir Mordred, very young Sir Mordred, which was super fun. Bright and shiny young lad that certainly won't have anything bad for the realm in mind later on. when he finds out who
Perfectly
his real dad
innocent.
is. So it should be okay. But it was super fun to be there. Eric's stream is kind of an affiliate stream. We hope to have him and Colin on at some point. Jim's welcome too, but he's a very busy guy. On top of that, we're going to be seeing some returning of AP Gaming Reel in the future. Another affiliate. He runs a number of streams, but as far as Pendragon goes, he used to run Pendragon. Now he runs a BattleTech game set with the Pendragon vibe. And then finally, we're going to be seeing Zach and Gary returning in the future for reprising roles. We have our Tuesday game, which is our Girl Squad game. So if this game's about knights and King Arthur and Excalibur, that game's very much about the Mists of Avalon, the Magician King, and fairies. So lots of goodness over there. Come join us where Sir Loof totally doesn't cause any problems, and certainly doesn't draw Zach's character Sir Jaren into Summerland for other reasons.
Sir Loof. More like he Sir Boofed it. Come on.
Okay. Stick around for a minute. We're going to close differently. We're going to see this off in a raid proper. Please hang out, and we'll see you soon. Take care, everyone.
Bye.